Awesome. How's it going, everyone? Got Kick Talk coming up here. It's episode 11, right, Andrew?
Episode 11, man.
Hell yeah. We've got a pretty special episode today. We've got obviously we've got Chopstix, who is about OG as it gets here on Kick. She's been, streaming Fortnite, streaming more recently GTA, right? Yeah.
More recently GTA, man. Yeah. She's unbelievable, man. She is, I'm just going to drag her in. Is that cool?
Yeah. 100%. It's like late. Choppy's like an Aussie as well. I feel bad. We're keeping her up.
Was that a Trump kit? Was that like a
Hello, that's my entrance.
Wait,
yeah.
how did you do that?
I actually don't know. I did it one day and then I don't know how to do it again.
I need to figure out how to set this up. I want a drumstick a drum beat when I enter a channel.
Oh wait, hold up. It says wait. You guys see me or no?
We can hear you but can't see you.
She might be coming back in.
All right,
there we go again.
we got another drum kit there just to make sure in case anyone happened to miss that.
You know, jokes. I just had to re-enter again. I wanted you guys to hear it again. I'm good. How are you guys? How you doing? What's good?
Doing good. Good to see you again, Choppy.
Yeah. It's been a minute. I think last time we saw each other was at when was the last time? Freak.
DreamHack Atlanta.
DreamHack.
No, DreamHack Melbourne.
No, Melbourne. No, I've been in your channel since then. I think I've seen you, but maybe not you see me.
Something like that. But we got you guys have what? Atlanta coming. Is that the next one? The next DreamHack?
That's the next DreamHack, yeah. And you were there for it, so you know what it's all about.
Yeah, it's exciting. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Oh my God. I'm so jealous.
You headed all the way out to the US, right?
I did. Yeah, it was my first time entering the US. That was last year, November, I think.
Yep.
That was amazing. No, that was really good, and that was the first Kick event, I believe. Was it not?
It was a Kick.
Kind of.
Yeah, it was the first. I mean, it was definitely the first Kick event internally, right? We DreamHack let us fly out all 33 of the first class, right? And it was like a big coordination event for our phase program,
it was
right?
Big.
So,
yeah.
I mean, just to gas you up a little, Choppy, and let chat know where you came from, man. You came and you took a chance on Kick, and I remember when you first came on, and I was like, this is a big streamer. I'm like, this is an established streamer who has a great community, who grinds on coming out of Australia, right? There's Panda TV and Loser Fruit, and then you're certainly up there in top 10 Aussie streamers.
You're gonna give me a big head, man. What the heck?
In my opinion. So just knowing the live streaming landscape, and when we started out on Kick, we always look for these milestones, and when you fired up, that definitely was a milestone on the Fortnite category for us. We immediately reached out to you to see if you wanted to be a part of the first class. We were excited when you accepted.
That was perfect timing too. The timing on everything was so perfect.
And then you came out to Melbourne and you spoke on panels and you were on the main stage for us. And this was during a time where Kick wasn't well known in Melbourne or in Australia at the time. And you really did an amazing job of introducing the Aussies to Kick. So just to give chat a backstory of how much you mean to us and what you've done for us and what you've ushered in, we couldn't be more happy to have you on here.
I appreciate it. Well, yeah, for anyone that doesn't know me, hi, my name's Chopstix. I go by Choppy or Chop. It's not actually my real name, because I've actually had people ask me that for some weird reason. They think I came out of the womb named Chopstix. But anyway, I'm from Australia. I reside in Brisbane, Australia. I'm Australian Asian. But yeah, I came over to Kick, and you guys took a big chance on me and welcomed me in like pretty much straight away, and it was perfect timing, and couldn't ask for a better way about how everything went down. But I did come from Facebook gaming, but yeah, it was just perfect timing, and everything's just been amazing since. I hit 40K followers today, which is amazing too. Yeah, I've been on Kick for a year and a half now, I believe, something like that. But it's just been such a journey. And yeah, I don't regret anything. It was really scary at the start. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, because Kick was pretty new. And obviously, everyone has a lot of different opinions and, about the platform, especially it being new and everything. But no, it's been smooth and it's been great. Like I've been so happy being been on this journey with how Kick's going, and it's blooming, bro. Absolutely blooming. It's been around for like, how long has Kick been around officially?
Ooh, officially, I think it's coming up to 2 years. I think like, yeah, maybe like a year and 10 months officially. So
Okay.
it's getting there. It's getting there. We're going to have that big 2 birthday. I think, yeah. People like when it first came out, they're like, oh, it's going to last like 1 month or 2 months or 3 months and 6 months.
I remember.
And it's like, hold on a second. It's been a year. It's been 2 years. And it's going to be 3. It's going to be 5. I think it's just, it keeps on defying the perceptions out there. But, Choppy, I've just got like a few questions for you, and then like hand it like fully over to you. Like for you, right? Obviously, as like an Aussie streamer, it's pretty unique. Like your time zone, especially, and like the time you stream at is kind of like, a pretty unique sort of demographic. Is your fan base like strictly like mainly Australians or mainly kind of North Americans? Or, is there a bit of a mix? And if there is a mix, like, do you have like is there a bit of a difference between the demographics? Like, do you notice it or?
Yeah. So basically, I was streaming from a very long time, from like 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time up until like midnight-ish. Sometimes I would go live at like midnight, just at wacky hours. And then now I go live usually in the morning around like 8 or 9 a.m. and stream during the day, which is crazy for me because I never had like my sleep schedule was always sleeping during the day. Like for so long, for like 4 years, I was sleeping during the day. It was crazy, but majority of my community is from America. And then just because the population there is so huge, right? So that's pretty normal. And then I've got Australian community as well as big UK side as well, parts of Europe and just pretty much everywhere. Like I have someone from Saudi Arabia. Like we got people from all over the place. Like sometimes someone will come in and be like, "Yo, what's up?" from Tokyo, and I'm like, "What the heck?" Like it's crazy. Like it's so good to connect from people all over the world, and that's like the main reason why I love being a streamer as well. Just because you get to connect with everyone and find out like all the different things from everywhere in the world as well, and how different Australia is exactly. But it's good to teach people the Australian lingo and all that too.
Yeah, no, I think I saw you going live real early in the morning. I wasn't sure if it was just because you were like streaming like all the way through the night or something, or you kind of like just ended up, but you're actually waking up early to kind of try to hit that new time zone.
I wish there was a time where it was perfect for everyone, but there just isn't. And I think for a long time I did stress out about it because I was like, I just want a perfect time schedule that I could be live for everyone. But there just isn't. At the end of the day, like as a streamer, you just need to like make sure that you're streaming at a time that suits you and that you can still have a balance too for your personal life. But for a very long time, I was going live at like midnight hours up into the morning and just sleeping during the day. So it was pretty crazy, but I think we've got a bit of a balance now, which is good.
Yeah.
So finally, after like 4 years.
But you've also recently switched it up massively, right? Because you've been doing Fortnite for like pretty much your whole time, right? Now you kind of moved over to GTA. Like that's kind of like a big switch, right? It's
a huge switch.
Like especially when you got like a real loyal audience for Fortnite, right?
Very loyal. So basically, I was streaming Fortnite. When I started streaming, it was Fortnite, everything Fortnite. I still love Fortnite. Like I haven't fully given up on it or anything like that. It's a big thing for me. But I have recently been dabbling in GTA RP and I'm really enjoying it. And I think the community really enjoy it too, just watching me interact with other people and other streamers, because there are other streamers like on the server as well. So they love that interaction. It's something different, but I'll always have a soft spot for like FPS games, shooter games. I grew up with playing a lot of shooter games. So, but yeah, it was scary. It was really scary trying something new, especially because like in my past on previous platforms, It was very much like if you switched up your content or the game that you're playing, um, you're taking a massive risk because you're gonna dip like massively when it comes to your community. Not everyone's gonna like what your switch up of what you play, and I think it's pretty important for other streamers as well. If anyone that's watching, if you do feel like you're in a rut and you kind of want to switch it up, like don't be scared, switch it up. As long as you're happy at the end of the day, because your community will see that as well. Like they'll see like, oh, the stream is a little dry. Their attitude's not as like passionate or happy or anything like that, and that's just based on like you having being happy playing what you want to play, right? Or what you want to do, especially with like IRL streams too. Like just try something new. Why not? That pops off as well, especially on Kick.
You did the IRL streaming in Tokyo, right? A little bit.
I did.
Yeah, well, that did really well. Yeah,
a little bit. It was really good. Yeah. Then I went totally out of my comfort zone too, because I went from streaming Fortnite for 3.5 years, 4 years to trying IRL content. Like, I don't think I would have tried that if I wasn't on Kick. Like, honestly, it's just been so much freedom to be able to like stream different things as well. I even did a massive subathon. I capped it at 7 days and streamed everything. I went and got a tattoo done, streamed that, streamed me sleeping, streamed me eating spicy noodles.
When was
streamed
this
me
one?
doing ice bath challenge. What's that?
When was this?
This was in January after I came back from America after the big Atlanta trip and everything.
That's right. Yeah.
I went for 7 days and like I've never done something like that. So that was huge. Took me out of my comfort zone completely. But that's what Kick has done for me. Like it's taken me out of my comfort zone massively. And it's the best thing I think I've done as a streamer. Is just trying new things.
So before you sort of moved into a little bit of IRL and like GD and stuff, like you were strictly like Fortnite, right? Or
just Fortnite.
Just Fortnite.
Yeah, 100% just Fortnite. Nothing else. I never wanted to risk playing anything else just because I was scared about losing community or viewers or anything like that. But at the end of the day, you can't please everyone. There's always going to be people that are going to watch something over something else, and it's like them watching a favorite show, right? Like sometimes they might not like that. That's okay. But majority of the time, your loyal community will stick around for you and for your personality and for the streamer, right? And not just for the game. So
on that note, like my final sort of question I had for you is like, just, for anyone else like watching this, like, 'cause I know this is like super common amongst like other streamers. We hear this all the time, right? It's like people genuinely feel like kind of like almost like trapped in games sometimes, right? Because like they feel like they can't leave it, right? Like taking that initial plunge, like I don't know if anyone else feels that same way, because we get this feedback all the time from streamers when kind of like us talking about moving over to Kick and stuff like that, and they then wanting to like branch out, but they're like kind of almost scared to. Like, what advice would you give? Because you've had honestly like just on the numbers wise, like had like an incredibly successful like move from Fortnite to GTA to IRL. Like the numbers haven't really changed.
You're always gonna, as a streamer, you're always gonna feel the dip. Like when you change a category of game, you're always gonna feel that dip, right? Because you can't please everyone. Not everyone's gonna stay. That's okay. But I'm actually shocked about how many people are like really vibing with GTA LP and really enjoying the experience and the interactions with it. And I would say advice for other streamers: if you're feeling like you need to change up and you're scared and you feel trapped, just do it. Because at the end of the day, like your mental as a streamer is the main thing you need to take care of. And if you can't, stay happy in here, then you can't expect your viewers or your community to bounce back off of that and have a good time too. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to enjoy streaming anymore. So take the risk, maybe just dabble in it a little bit at first and then kind of see how it goes. But yeah, there was a point in time where I did feel a little trapped because I was playing strictly Fortnite for like 4 years. But it's the best thing I think I've done is just trying new things, even if it's at IRL streams, just something. Just do something that's going to take you out of your comfort zone that you are thinking about doing. Just do it. Like literally just do it. You never know. It might flop, might fail. That's okay. Like, just try things until something sticks. Like that's streaming, that's being a content creator. Like you just keep doing things until something sticks and then you go from there. But yeah.
So just to double down on that real quick, because we have some people in chat saying, hey, I'm trying to switch up my content and it's been really hard for me, right? So when you say like try different things, if it flops, try different things, like how much time are you giving yourself? What kind of signals are you seeing? Because I think it's tough, because if you have a really good idea and maybe not everyone catches on at first, it might take some time. But and then like, what do you know the difference between an idea that just needs time to mature versus an idea that just flat out sucks, you know?
I think in the day, if you're watching, like you're always going to be watching other people too here and there. And if it's something you enjoy watching or you like, you take bits and pieces of what you like watching and put that into your own content. Like if you don't enjoy watching your own content, that's a problem. Okay. So like I always try to tell people, you know, if you can't watch back your own stream or your own content and not actually enjoy it yourself, then how do you expect other people to do the same? But if you have a good idea, I've seen people post up good ideas, you know, TikToks, things like that, and they don't stick until like a year later or something like that. But at the end of the day, you never know. You just got to keep trying until you're, I don't know. There's no time frame on it, right? Like something could go viral like that and you wouldn't even know it. But at least if you're happy with your own content, that's the most important thing. Because if you enjoy watching it and maybe get other people's advice too, I always get my mods, because my mods have been with me, my moderators have been with me for so long. And I really, really, respect their opinion, especially. So if they feel like something isn't right or it's not sticking or they're not enjoying something, then that's a red flag for me. So it's always get like opinions from others, but opinions that matter, because everyone's never gonna enjoy everything that you do. So
I guess it's easy to kind of hone in on that single chat message where someone's like, "Oh, I'll go back to playing Fortnite" or something, right? But yeah, if you have like the right opinions to lean on, like that's super important, right?
Yeah, because you're always gonna have hate comments all the time. Eddie, you probably get them all the time in your chat. Like,
yeah,
give up,
my chat's known for being a bit crazy. I think you can get caught up in that. But if you got like, I love that idea. If you got like those moderators or even long term like viewers or something to kind of go like, hold on a second,
long term,
this is
OG
working.
Viewers too, especially, yeah. Always like try and pick out the ones that have been sticking by you for so long and just hear them out. And if something's not going right, then you're like, okay, maybe I should switch it up or do something different. And you're never gonna know until someone tells you, right? Like I even get my mom's advice sometimes because she loves my streams too. She's one of my biggest fans, and she tells me like, oh, I prefer this or I like this, and it's just good to get other people's opinions. So you can be blindsided a little bit with your own content sometimes too. So
I think you mentioned it really good to begin with. You said like, if you're enjoying yourself, right, then everyone else is typically going to like end up sort of following that same sort of mentality, right? I think if you're like stuck in this loop of feeling trapped or whatever, and you start getting a little bit bored or whatever, right? And then naturally people are going to feel that same way. But if you're trying something brand new, the content or whatever the kind of the style or the category might not like, fit their standard viewing habits, but like people feed off that energy, right? People, 100%.
They do. Well, you look at all the the big time streamers, it's always based on their personality, right? Like it's never really truly based on exactly what they're doing, what they're playing. It's based on them as a streamer and their personality. So end of the day, like even though they can't, they can just see you. You don't even have to be saying anything. Your body language, like they're going to see if you're unhappy, or if you go into someone's stream and you're like, oh, this feels dry or it's quiet, like just something, they're going to pick up on that energy. So I think that's very important as well. I think that's mainly why my community kind of stick around, because I'm just super sarcastic and just give them a lot of shit and they give me a lot of shit back. And so it doesn't really matter what I'm playing, what I'm doing, as long as, interaction is a huge thing with your chat, especially if you're just a new streamer starting, just interacting with your chat as much as possible. At the end of the day,
That was the first thing I noticed when you came over to Kick, was that like interaction and that like community that you had with your chat. You knew everyone by their name, like everyone had a place there. Like it was like always an ongoing conversation. There was like, there was this real sense of
There's a million things happening at once. I'm boxing someone up on Fortnite. Someone else is telling a joke. I'm saying hello to someone. Someone gifted subs. Like
you have like 5 conversations going at once, is what I noticed. Like you kind of like you like not. It's like impressive. Like it's like you're multi-threaded almost, in the sense of like I can focus on like one thing and kind of do that all right, but you kind of got like the game going on, and then you got a conversation here, conversation there. Inside joke going on there. It's actually. It's epic, and the most like noticeable thing is like the energy. Because you stream like my time zone, right? I like catch you almost nearly most nights, right? I'll see you live on
Are
Kick,
you in
right?
Australia, Eddie? Or are you in America now?
No, I'm in Australia.
At the moment. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I see you live all the time, right? And like the energy like never drops. Like I don't know how you do it. Like it's just like always just
Sometimes
like.
I don't even know how I do it, Eddie. Sometimes it's just like, why am I this? Like I'm gonna be straight up real with you guys. Like I had a short nap before this because I've been awake since like 6 a.m. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna, And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna just have a little nap. I just woke up like prior to this. I'm not even gonna lie about it. And yeah, I feel good, like I try and get that energy out as much as I can. But I will tell you though, after I finish stream, I'm just mute. I'm mute for about a good 10 minutes just to like refresh, just to, get my energy back, I guess. But just from yapping so much, I yap a lot. So can't help it.
Yeah, we're talking about the just earlier before that cat emoji. The one, the yapping one. What do you like that one or not?
Yeah, the Kick one? Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah, I hate that one. I hate it. Whenever I start yapping, everyone just puts that cat. They're doing it now.
I get that one all
They're doing it right
time.
now. They're like doing little cat emojis. Yeah. Like, yeah. Hey, Choppy, pass it on to you. Like, is there anything at all you wanted to kind of bring up around? No little cat emojis. Come on, I shouldn't have said that. I was just baiting for it, wasn't I?
Yeah, to the yapping. I have some questions. So basically, I wanted to know, what are your thoughts on like a KickCon happening in future at some point in time? Do you think that's a possibility?
We got to make it happen.
Do you think we could get there?
We got even like DreamHack, right? Like DreamHack's a great example of it's obviously not on the same scale as like a KickCon, but like, for example, like Dallas recently, and I think, up and coming in Atlanta, like there's going to be a lot of people there from Kick. Like it almost is kind of like a KickCon within
growing really quick.
Yeah, within DreamHack, right? So I think there's like a demand, right? There's actually people who want to rock up, and from what I've experienced in Melbourne, but even more so what I've heard about what's happening over in the States. Like there is such a core, like incredible group of people. Like if we actually fully got behind it and put on like a proper event, I think we could make something really special. I think Kick's also it's at a really cool place where I feel like almost like a KickCon would still be kind of cozy enough where everyone almost, not everyone, but like a good portion of the people. So it'd be kind of like really quite, hopefully like intimate, right? You kind of know who's who, and it's still at that sort of stage where you can kind of rock up and know who you're going to run into. So we definitely want to make it happen, but most importantly, we want to execute it well, right? Like I think, if we're gonna put it together, like it's not something you can kind of go ahead and sort of do 50% or halfway. Yeah, it'd have to be like the real deal, right? I think we were talking a little bit about it a couple of Kick Talks ago in terms of how we could kind of like integrate some like really cool like IRL of like streaming events into it. Even like I don't know, there's like a whole bunch of possibilities. I think we can mix it up a little bit. Obviously, like TwitchCon does like such a great job. Like seeing TwitchCon put together what they do, like it's such
Kick can get there though. Like I think within time, like I think it definitely can get there because. Once upon a time, no one believed in Kick. A year ago, they're like, it's going to flop. It's not going to hang around. And then, like, look at it now. Like, it's just growing at such a rapid pace. And, yeah, I think it's definitely a possibility. Do you have any, like, big projects for Kick coming up?
Real quick on KickCon is, because I've said this time and time again, just me personally, coming from the space from other corporations, like, I do not want it to turn into a corporate event, right? I do not want it to turn into like a business card. like, or, it becomes really clicky. It becomes really just like, all business, and you can really sense that people feel hesitation in like letting their guard down. But at a place like DreamHack, everyone's just like loose, right? Because
Yeah.
there's no pressure, right? But like
Yeah.
whenever I go to these like specific like BlizzCon or TwitchCon or whatever con specific events, it gets real like just trading business cards and just really want
Right.
to like keep away from that and just make it like community
Yeah,
driven.
like a big family kind of
Yeah,
feel.
yeah.
Because that's definitely what DreamHack felt for me. Like when I went, it just felt like so cozy. Like I met so many people that from Kick as well, so many creators and everything. And it was just so nice. Like, and even meeting people that weren't from Kick or whatever, it was just really nice to just blend in. I think it's good to avoid as much. Well, sometimes I guess you can't help it, but there's always going to be like Twitch versus Kick like mindset. I myself hate that mindset. I don't know why that's a thing. Like, why can't you just be pro both or something? I don't know, but um,
I
yeah,
feel like
I
I feel like it's
definitely know what you
changing a
mean
little
about the whole
bit, right?
business thing.
I think honestly, like live streaming is becoming a little bit more, you just like a live stream, right? I think the platform and all that kind of stuff is obviously, a huge component to it. But this whole idea of like, I think everything can kind of coexist, right? Like where you choose to stream
Yeah,
and
exactly.
at the end of the day, like it doesn't change the fact of what you're viewing, right? Sure, there's like small little, differences and whatnot, but all in all, it's just live streaming, I think it's, I
Yeah.
do think that perception's changing. I think to begin with, like to be fair, Kick was probably the instigator. We like kind of, thought we're kind of like, oh, we'll poke the beast, we'll be like, oh,
Yeah,
your
let's
sub
poke the
split's
bear a
not good
little bit.
enough. We'll try to get some attention, but I think we're definitely moving away from that kind of mentality.
No, I think it's at a calm spot right now. Yeah, I think it's doing well. Do you guys have any big projects coming up that you can have little leaks for or little hints for?
So Monday morning Australian time, we'll be moving over to the new web version for all of Oceania. So Oceania will move over on Monday, which will be really cool. You guys might have seen it on
Is
next.kick.com. Yeah, so that new version of
that
the
the
website.
new app?
No, that's the new web version.
Sorry, the browser that we go to test out.
Yeah, the next.kick.com. So they'll move over for all the viewers. So everyone will be on that from
Nice.
Oceania will. And then the next, I think on Tuesday will be maybe Latin America, Wednesday Europe, and then Thursday North America is the plan at the moment. So it depends on what region you're in. It'll kind of roll out slowly, which will be awesome. It'll be awesome. I think a few people managed to use it on next.kick.com, which was great. But naturally, people kind of obviously floated back to the normal domain name. But we're super, super, super excited about that one. I think it just really there's a few little small changes that just elevates the feeling, the product when you are, especially when you're a viewer, right? A viewer who's using desktop. But after that, comes the new app as well, which is looking really, really great. I know a lot of people probably complain every now and again, like, oh, the app kind of sucks, which it does. But it's nearly the new one's nearly there.
Hiccups, but what do you think sucks about it? What do you mean, like the hiccups and stuff, or the layout?
It works, right? It works. Like the Kick app works. You can chat and you can watch a stream, but it is a little bit like when you use an app, you expect a certain level of functionality, a smoothness. I think it's also uses up a little bit too much of your phone battery. For example, if you got an older phone, your phone might start heating up a little bit. It's not exactly optimized for an application, right? I think.
I didn't know you. Wait, is that based on the app? Like, I didn't know you could change. Am I dumb for that? I didn't know you could change that. I thought that was just like a phone thing.
Nah. Well, kind of, yeah.
Well, okay.
No, well, it's like if the app is like, think of it this way: if like the code is really, if it's a really really sleek
Really
app,
complex.
it uses less energy. But if the app's a little bit less sleek, then it uses a little bit more energy. Kind of think of it that way, maybe.
True.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Can we work on that first then? Oh, no, that's great. Yeah. My phone was going to blow up the other day. I'm not going to lie. It was, being in Australia too, it gets hot here, Eddie. You know that.
Yeah. No. That doesn't help. Yeah. Especially going to summer. Well, it'll be fixed before summer. Yeah. So it'll be good.
Well, that's good. Okay.
Yeah,
so my phone won't blow up.
in Brisbane. Yeah. You're too far north. Like that gets real hot there. You combine the Kick app.
It's just spring now and it's already boiling. Like, I don't know what's happening, but Andrew, you've been to Australia, yeah?
Oh yeah, man. I'm quarter Aussie at this point, man. Easy.
He says that while still saying Aussie.
Yeah. You know what? Being the odd man out with the accent in Australia is wild because I can tell when I start just talking, people are like, "Oh yeah, you're." I went to the Queen Victorian Market and I was hanging out there all day one Sunday, right? And and went up to this lady who was buying shoes. She's this little old lady, and she goes, "Oh, where are you from?" And I told her I was like, I'm from the States. And she goes, "Well, what are you doing here?" And I go, "I don't know. I like hanging out here." And she looks at me and she goes, "You need to get a life." And I was, it was awesome.
Damn.
My point is that the Aussies are so friendly and direct, and she said it really sweet and really nice. But yeah, every time I go out there, man, I pick up on the culture. I pick up on AFL. I pick up on the rugby vibe. I pick up on like the work ethic. I pick up on like, like the civilian attitude out there is amazing, right? Like everyone chips in and pulls their weight. But what I really love is how you guys deck out your trucks. I love the metal bumpers. I love the fucking, you guys rip it apart and recreate a completely different vehicle for the Outback. So I enjoy the Aussie culture, man. It's a lot of fun.
But when you came, just really quick, when you came in, did you see any spiders?
No, man, I stay the hell out of that. Like I stay in Melbourne, and it's relatively like all city and concrete.
Yeah.
I've not run into a spider. I have not gotten beaten up by a kangaroo yet.
That's great. That's really good.
I think that is a rite of passage that I have to.
Yeah, there's so many people that just don't want to come to Australia just because they think that there's like going to be a bunch of spiders or they're going to have to box a kangaroo at some point, which is nuts. But I usually just go.
It's a good time. Melbourne's a good time. It's unbelievable food, great coffee. The people are cool. Everyone drives on the wrong side of the road, and the hook turns are really weird. But other than that, and then you guys call Burger King Hungry Jack, but if you can get past that, it's a lot of fun.
Jacks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eddie, do you think, I know I have asked you this before, but when it comes to steak, obviously it's the laws in Australia obviously avoid steak being a thing for Australian streamers, or people in general to use. Is that something you feel is going to change in future? Like, I mean, I know you can't speak for Australian laws, but is there like a way around that, or is there any plans on it being available in Australia anytime soon, or like, what's your concept on that?
Yes, Australia is a little bit unique in the way it has its gambling legislation set up. It allows sports betting, like obviously as you know, you probably see like the sports betting ads like everywhere.
Yeah.
But we don't actually have online casinos, so you can't play like slot games or roulette or blackjack and that kind of stuff online. And it's very unique to Australia. Like we're probably one of the only countries which, allows gambling, but not like online casino gambling. So steak, for example, though, steak is mainly online casino. We've got the sportsbook side of stuff, which is great. But the big part of it is like the slot games and all that kind of stuff, which we primarily focus on. So until that law changes, we probably don't really have much reason to enter the Australian market because it's only really sports betting at the moment. Yeah. But I think they'll change it eventually, because really it's kind of a silly way of looking at it, right? Like you kind of like ban something completely and people end up probably, ending up like, going off to like offshore websites and stuff like that anyway to play.
Yeah, well, I didn't even realize it was banned here until I tried to go on steak, and then I couldn't go on steak, and I was like, what? Like, what is this? What's this gatekeeping? This is crazy.
Yeah, I think they'll change it eventually. Yeah. I reckon they will. Like, I think they because obviously, as you know, like you know how there's like all the slot machines at the pubs and stuff like that everywhere.
Yeah, it's not like we don't gamble here. Like, I had a bunch of my community be like, "Oh, why is it banned in Australia? Like, do you guys not gamble? Like, what's that?" And I was like, "Yeah, we do." Like, yeah, I didn't realize it was like an online gambling was banned here, but
yeah, that's interesting. Australians are like we're number one in the world for gambling. Like we like per capita or something. Like I think we're like 50% higher than the next country. So we're it doesn't make much sense, but I reckon it'll change eventually. That's for sure.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hey, hate to bust this up real quick, but just to keep it moving, we're gonna bring Max into the conversation if that's cool.
That's fine with me. Go ahead.
Hell yeah.
Finish yapping.
What's that?
I said I'm finished yapping.
No, not at all. No, it's on me. I'm the gatekeeper on the time, so just got to keep it going. But please stick around, Choppy, because you guys have a lot in common. You used to play Apex up until season 2. So Max is a massive Apex player. So just real quick, for anyone who doesn't know, this is our BMF, man. This is like Kick's champ, right? And he's been in the MMA for a while. He did an amazing job at UFC 300. He's coming up on UFC 308 in Abu Dhabi. So he's been on Kick since November, man. I'm just gonna drop him in here real quick and just get it going.
Yeah, get him in.
Yeah. Hey, Max.
What's up, my guy? How you doing, brother?
What's up, man? Good to have you.
Good to be here, brother.
G'day, Max.
What's up, Max?
What's up? I gotta share my shit.
Oh, we got your voice, but we don't have the. There we go. Camera's up and running. How you doing? Thanks for coming on.
How you doing? So Choppy.
Yo, what's good?
Oh, thanks for having me. Thanks for having.
Hell yeah.
We heard you play Apex, Max.
Yeah, try to.
Are you pro? Are you pro Apex or what's the go there? Because I used to play.
I like to think, but I like to blame being out in Hawaii that our service is not good. So.
Oh right. Okay.
Hey Max, quick question for me, man. Like I've seen so many people, right? So many people who have like, it's not so many, but a lot of people who are like super well known in whether it's sport or music or anything, like they always talk about, I want to get into live streaming, right? And when I first heard you wanted to get into live stream, I was like, oh yeah, he's going to want to do it, but he's not going to actually commit. He's not actually going to give it a crack. Like he's not going to go all the way, but you've like fully committed to it. And like, you've like, you're putting in 100% effort and really, enjoying it, which has been, so awesome to see. Like you just be, like you said, whether it's streaming Apex or doing stake streams and stuff like that. Why do you think most people because obviously you probably, whether it's been people in your, world of sport or other sort of, famous people like yourself who wanted to get in the live stream, why do you think they end up like not really, going 100% of the way? Like how come they end up kind of almost giving up? Like what's the difference between you and most other people? Because a lot of people try, but very few people have actually succeeded in kind of breaking through that barrier of like traditional sporting fame into like being successful live streamer. It's just one thing I've noticed that you've absolutely crushed. Like, how do we get more people like you?
I think they're so used to having their success in what got them there that when they try something new, they think so it's just gonna come over. And that's just not the case, They like to if I was to think that fighting, like even when you come to my stream, I don't like talking about fighting. I hate it. But that's what I'm known for. So I need to do it, of course. But I don't like talking about it. But then I like to show these guys, the fans, a different part of me. A lot of guys trip out when they see me playing games or they're like calling me a DJ when they see me on Stake US. And it's awesome, I love it. The only thing I'm waiting for, Eddie, is a max win. You need to send me one. I need a max win, brother. I've been with you guys for years now, and I still didn't even get one. You give me something.
Well, I hope you get that. Yeah, I've never had a max win either. To be fair, I was actually talking about this when I was doing my stake stream just before, and I'm still due for my max win. So we're both.
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on the on the Apex Shockwave season at the moment? How's that all looking? Where's your head at on it?
I'm liking the season. I'm liking it. It's cool. We're liking the new guns. I think the season right now is just having a hard time with actually having regs or the servers. I think something is wrong with the servers because like I feel like I'm getting no regs a lot and. Yeah, and with the new season, you gotta buy a pass. It's kind of crazy. It's like even in the season split, you need to buy a new pass for it. So it's awesome, but it's Apex. People are gonna play it. You're gonna play it, and I'm loving it, man. I love the game. The competitive wise, I think so with the change and the new guns and with the new map. I think so. It bring new life to it, and I'm glad to see people back on the game.
Awesome. with live streaming, just kind of in general, like, have you found it to be like, have you found like a lot of the audience has been kind of existing fans, or is it kind of almost been new people coming on board and finding you? But also, like, I think the coolest thing is, like, you know, people like yourself are, it's quite hard to get access to you know, people in your position. It's hard to talk to, right? You've got like this direct line of communication, this ability to kind of almost connect straight with your fans, like, you know, live almost every day. Like, how is that kind of, has that been quite useful to you as like in terms of your career and understanding kind of, you know, what people are thinking? Like, because to be fair, not many people utilize this kind of avenue or make themselves as accessible as you do, right? So, you know, it's interesting to kind of know where your thoughts are on live streaming and how it can help people, like, you know, potentially just connect with you know, so many different people who follow them.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. You know, I think it's awesome. You get to actually show people that you're human. You know, when we're athletes, most athletes, a lot of people, a lot of fans, they put us in this like the superhero state, and then when they see me playing like Apex and like I saying doing the gamble streams, they're like tripping out. They're like, oh my gosh, he's just like me. He likes, you know, he likes playing games. He likes gambling.
It's
He rages.
relatable.
Yeah, he screams just like me. Like I'm a competitive dude, so when I die in Apex and stuff, I might lose myself sometimes. And guys are like, oh my gosh, calm down. I don't see you this excited in a fight, you know. So at the end of the day, it's just a great way, like you said. Of course, there's gonna be the negativity, you know. Like, I mean, of course, the negativity sometimes stick out more because I get frustrated. Like, I want to see, like, there's like 1,000 great messages in the comment, and there's that one guy being like, "What are you doing? Go train. You're gonna lose your next fight because of this." I'm like, brother, shut up, you know, like, leave me alone, you know. But it just shows that we're human and we're relatable, and we actually, a lot of us like the same stuff as some people, you know. They don't get to see that through my IG, my Facebook, maybe sometimes my YouTube, but live stream is. This is live, you know. When you slip up, you slip up. Sometimes it's good, and sometimes it's bad. But you know, we try to keep it on the good side for a lot of times.
I think this is how people connect so much more though, because they see your bad side as well as your good side, right? Like, so it's so much more relatable, because when you're not feeling, you know, 100%, they still get to see you like at, you know, at a, if you rage or something like that. So it's just so much more relatable. But yeah, I can see how they can like connect so much more with you as well.
Hey,
yeah, they laugh for sure. For sure.
Chat wants to know what you think of Fortnite.
Me?
Yeah.
What do you
bro,
think of Fortnite?
I think Fortnite was cool, bro. I'm not a builder. No, when they had no build Fortnite, I would play it. But that building stuff,
Zero
bro.
build?
I mean, yeah, zero build was fun, but that building stuff, like, I remember playing it, and then all of a sudden, someone's like 20 stories high on you. When you shoot them in the back, I'm like, bro, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I need to play something else, bro. I would get harassed on the game all the time.
Max, have you been gaming like all your life, or is it something you picked up recently, or?
I've been gaming. Yeah, I've been playing. The first ever console that I remember playing on was Nintendo 64. Perfect Dark and GoldenEye 007. Auto shooter. So
Who's your main?
I loved it.
Who's your main in GoldenEye? GoldenEye is legendary.
GoldenEye, brother, I couldn't even tell you who was the main. We just would play it, and I remember the only thing that we would go for was the golden gun. That's the only thing I remember. It was like, bro, get the golden gun, one shot kill. It was the most cheat, and then you could, of course, didn't have split screen before, right? Or different screens. You'd have the 4 screens on the TV, so you just look at where
you look over. You know the map so well. You know the map so well. You know exactly where to go, man. Yeah.
Max, in terms of like what, cause like this was the thing for me again, coming back to like knowing you from like, you know, the UFC and stuff. When I first sort of, you know, tuned into your stream, like trying to understand like what to expect from you. Like anyone here who's going to drop by, like what are we going to get if they come to watch you live stream? Is what just raw emotion? It's just raw gameplay. It's raw gamba. It's just you fully transparently live streaming and just enjoying yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Just enjoying myself, having a good time. When I'm doing gamma streams, I usually got like a couple of my boys with me, and if you love people getting roasted, I'm roasting them all the time, especially when I'm losing. I blame them for bad luck. I'm like, Because sometimes I'm not even making this up, Eddie. Sometimes I'm with one of my boys and we don't ever win. And then as soon as he leaves the call, he's like, I come right back, boys. We had a drink. We get into a bonus. We get some type of multiplier win. Now I'm like, bro, you need to not come back to the stream. We need to ban this man. So if you love just like, just hassle with your friends. I like harassing my friends. I like talking. We're just boys, like just teasing each other a lot of times. And I guess so the right thing to say is just emotion, like you're gonna get what you see, and I'm not gonna hide it. This is how I act, this is how I talk, and I hope you guys like it. A lot of people laugh most of the time, and then some people are like, you're mean. But I'm like, you guys gotta grow a backbone. This generation is kind of going somewhere else.
Fair enough. No, that's awesome. Well, I guess back to kind of what Choppy was saying just before, right? It's kind of like in the sense you get to see like everything, right? Whether it's those in your sense gambling or gamble when you've got your friend there and you're getting all the losses, right? You got the high moments, you got the low moments, you've got everything in between. You get to be I guess completely yourself and kind of express yourself in whatever way you want to, right? Which is, I guess, certainly unique in the experience that people end up sort of, getting from a session, watching your live stream, which is, I guess, completely different to what they might see, whether that's even on YouTube or on Instagram, like you said, or anywhere else, right? It's a completely sort of separate, version of yourself, at least online, right? So, the simple fact that we've got you here on Kick and you're, not only just, not only doing, the streams as per like whatever your contract, right, but going above and beyond and like actually like fully engaging into like what it means to be a streamer is just, again, it's super awesome to have someone like yourself doing that. And I think it really sets almost the blueprint for what it looks like for when other like people, come to us. We have a lot of people like, from, like I was saying before, like sporting or music or anything, saying like, hey, look, we want to do streaming on Kick. And we straight up tell them like, hey, look, this stuff's hard, like it's not easy. Like it's going to be difficult. And a lot of the time we kind of pointed them towards you and like, hey, look, this is how Max is doing it. Like, you can kind of use him as an example on what like, what we'd expect and how we want to like engage with people who already have this sort of existing following. So you've kind of almost become like this role model or this kind of blueprint for what we do. And we say, oh, someone's X, Y, and Z are asking for a contract or asking to stream on Kick. Like, how do they get into it? But like, kind of this first person we point to because it's, again, I think it's one of the many kind of success stories that we've had here. And, I've had the pleasure of being able to tune into, whether it's your Apex streams or even your Stake US streams, and I tell you what, it's like you know what you're doing. You've got it under control. Like I don't think I think if take away like all your success from UFC and you still like live stream, like I don't think you needed either one to make it successful, right? Which is just testament to
I
the
think
fact
it's really
that
nice. It's really nice to see like someone so successful and then dabble in the streaming industry as well, and then also be successful there and like really show your a different side of you. I think that's really cool. You don't see it much, and it's like taking kind of that risk, and it's really refreshing. Yeah, I think people appreciate that a lot.
Yeah. Thank you for the kind words, Eddie. But like you said, like I'm a competitor, so whatever I dabble into, I try. There's a saying I'm saying: to be the best, you gotta beat the best, and the best is blessed. And I'm just trying to be the best, and at the end of the day, a lot of these sports guys, especially MMA guys, I feel if you look into how much we make and whatever and blah blah, and how long an MMA career is, like you cannot fight forever. I would like to tell you and sit you here like I would want to fight forever, but there comes a point when there's going to be younger guys and you're going to be an old person and you can't just do it, and I love playing games. I love talking to people. I love showing people. I love trying new stuff. So streaming was the avenue. It makes sense. After getting punched and kicked for a living, why not be able to sit on a chair and do some gambler streams and scream at the TV, scream at the screen, play Apex, maybe rage quit on that, and then the funniest thing on Apex or just chatting is just the thing that you need to separate if you are an athlete or whatever is just guys are gonna come in and harass you. That's just what it is, like on on Instagram or Twitter, yeah, they can comment, you can read, you can kind of ignore it, you know. And I feel this too, you know. Sometimes when it's live and I see something and I read it, I get triggered, you know. I let them know I'm human. I let them know, like, brother, you can get it. Like, you don't. Why are you talking crazy like that? It is like, don't talk like this. You wouldn't. Don't. I always tell this the chat. Don't tell me something you wouldn't tell me to my face when you see me. And a lot of them is like, I will tell this to your face. I'm like, I highly doubt it, but okay, you know, good for you. Like you woke up on the wrong side of the bed today, buddy. Go back to sleep. We'll take a nap and come back in an hour or something after we timed them out. So it's good fun, man. It's a learning curve, like you said, and especially being partnership. You know, partnershiping with you guys. I wanna prove my partnership because how much times I do see someone sign or they announce someone on different platforms and the guy does like one stream and it never ever comes back. I'm like, bro, what the hell is going on? Like, you got to be a great partner. You know, it's a two-way street. You know, like a lot of these guys that are coming with successful celebrities, they just think, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna jump on. I'm gonna have 1 million viewers, and then when they get in and they only got a couple hundred, they're like, holy shit! Like I gotta actually work. Yeah, like you need to. You know, you need to actually work. Like it's a lot of you guys don't understand that what they do is like it's amazing, and you guys got one. They have one fan base for it. But when you bring it over to a live stream, you gotta kind of change. You gotta get better. That's just it. And if you don't want to get better, then and you don't want to be a good partner, then that kind of just shows like I don't want to leave a bad mouth in your guys' taste. You know, a bad taste in your guys' mouth if I want to go and do something because you don't know who knows who in the world. I don't know who you know, Eddie. You know, and you be like. The guy asks you, hey, look, I was with you. Eddie, Max was with you. What you think of him? He's a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you can't be doing that, bro. This world is tiny. Like, this world is a huge place, but it is a tiny place in business.
Man, I love that attitude. Yeah. I tell you what, the thing is, like you said, like, I don't think many people look at it that way, right? Like, it's, again, nothing against anyone at all, right? But, like, a lot of people just go, oh, I've got, like, say, you know, 1 million followers on Instagram, whatever, like I can come to live streaming and boom, 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 it'll all just fall into place, right? But it's just not how it works, right? It's just so different, right? Like it's like,
yes.
It's not like normal social media where like, hey, look, you can take this success and it just like instantly blows up. It's like, hold on, no, this is a different sort of, you know, it's a completely new vertical almost. You know, very little overlap. Obviously, you know, surely it helps to have that, you know, following elsewhere and stuff. But, you know, at the end of the day, like if you're not enjoying yourself, if you're not having fun, if you're not, you know, streaming and showing the people watching you that like, hey, look, this is the place to be, then doesn't matter who you are or what you do, then people are going to, you know, they're going to end up sort of dropping off, right? So yeah, you see, I think as you mentioned, you see so many big names like, oh wow, they're streaming, and then like the next day they kind of like disappear and they get
right.
It doesn't continue.
They don't get it's a grind. It's a grind like anything, you know. It's a grind to get where you are in life, where Andrew is, where Chop is. Like it's a grind to any single thing that you do in life. It's going to be a grind, like you know, and just because they had a success in one part, they're like, oh, this is gonna be so easy, and like that mindset is kind of crazy because it's a total different market. It is a totally different market, and people have a hard time understanding that. You know, like I'm like, bro, like on Instagram or Twitter, like you're posting something, yeah, you're getting like this much likes and whatever, but doesn't mean it's gonna go over to something else, you know. Like I know guys who has following on Instagrams because of pictures, and then they go to Twitter, they can't even get past 1,000. You know, that's just life. That's just what it is, you know. And a lot of people get shooken because they're so used to having success and different stuff that they're like, oh, this is gonna be easy. Go in that mindset, is gonna be easy. And once you go in a mindset of doing anything and you think it's gonna be easy, you're probably, you know, 99 or 98% of the time gonna run into a rock wall and be like, holy shit, what did I just do? And it's not gonna be good. So you gotta have a strong will, strong mindset, and you just gotta keep pushing. You know, as long as you keep practicing and getting there and getting better, it's going to grow. You know, if you be true to yourself. You know, a lot of these guys that stream, they do these things where I've been watching where it's just like, you know, let's do stupid stuff, and they get success early in it, right? And then as soon as the stupid stuff run out, and they're just being themselves now, like everything fall off. It's like, brother, like, you just gotta be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. Do the games you want to do the content you want to do, and the fans that you want are gonna stick around. You know, like all these guys that's trying to like do the clickbaity stuff or do stupid stuff. Like, look at me, I'm doing stupid things in stores or whatever, or touching ice cream. Like, I'm like, brother, this is not gonna work. Yeah, you're getting millions now, but like these guys is not gonna stay because somebody else cooler or somebody different is gonna do it in a whole different way, and they're gonna take it. Like, be true to yourself, be real, and the real ones will stick around. That's what I keep telling myself.
Yeah, there's only so much that they can keep out doing what they just previously did as well, So
Yeah, I think it's kind of similar to what we were just talking about before, Choppy. Right? I think like as long as you're doing something that you genuinely enjoy and it can be consistently done, like everything else is going to kind of fall into place, right? Like
exactly.
And in regards to that, like I think streaming especially, or just online like content generation in general, like it's almost this kind of sometimes this almost race to the bottom in terms of like trying to outdo stuff, right? And, is that sustainable long term? Not really, right? So if you can find something that you love, like genuinely love, and other people can like lean into that and then just find something consistent, and you can just sit back, be yourself, enjoy yourself, and stream it, then that's the ticket, right? Otherwise everything else is just like, you're kind of almost on borrowed time at that point.
I think what's wild is the chat component, because the chat acts like a constant historical ledger of the good, bad, and ugly of everything that you are, right? Like, you always have people who are gassing you up, or you have people who want to take you down a notch, or you have people who want to troll you. Like, for instance, like chat's in here talking about, like, Anon always remembers when Max came on to Kick and was like, oh shit, Max is on here. That's crazy cool, right? They remember these moments in your streams that you otherwise might have forgotten about, right? So for me, chat was always like, oh shit, like these guys can turn on you on a dime. And as long as you have fun with it and you roll with the punches and you just kind of go with it, like chat for me is always an amazing component for me when it comes to live streaming. Max, I wonder what's your relationship with chat? Like how did you react to it when you're like, oh my gosh, these guys can say and do whatever they want in this chat, and sometimes it can get wild?
Yeah, I'm still getting used to it. I'm human. That's the first thing I tell you guys. I'm human. So if you guys come to the stream and I'm yapping at someone in chat, I am sorry, but I am human, and I let people know, bro. Like the funniest thing that people like coming, especially after I get a fight announced and I'm streaming, they're like, oh, like it's like 6 p.m. Hawaii time, or even in the afternoon. Sometimes certain trainings I train early in the morning, so I can I can stream in the afternoon, and then sometimes I train in the afternoon, so I train later at night or in the morning. Like, it just switches whatever day it switches because of my training schedule, and like every time it doesn't miss. They're like, yup, this is all I need. I am going to bet my house on top of Ilya Topuria, Max. Like, thank you. Or like, oh, shouldn't you be in the gym training right now? And I'm like, brother, I'm not a robot. Like I have a life. I need to do stuff. I need to do stuff outside of fighting. So it's just crazy, man. Chat is a wild place, but you gotta love it. That's what comes with it, and you just gotta keep going. You guys gotta keep going, But if you guys come in my stream and you guys see me yapping at someone, I let them have it, because a lot of these guys think they can just get off, and then I forget, like, oh, some of them, they feel so great that I'm replying to them. So I'm like, I make their day, I make their year. Make their day, I make their year.
Get out of you. They
try to make a clip later on, and I'm like, bro, it's all good. It's all good. We're all humans. I'm gonna show people that I'm actually human, and if you want to talk that talk, then I can yap back,
You definitely have to have a backbone in this industry, that's for sure. Holy.
Hey, Max.
What was the comment in here? It said chat is undefeated.
Chat is undefeated, always.
Chat's undefeated.
Always.
You can't beat chat. Yeah, you try and beat chat, you just
brother. You gotta roll with it.
Yeah, gotta treat it more like water. Max. Only question about UFC here, right? But the UFC 308. What's gonna happen there if are you? That's coming around the corner pretty soon. The preparations for it, I assume that's getting pretty close, and you've got a lot riding on you right now. You've got a lot of expectations to live up after your last after what just recently happened.
Yeah, man, I can't wait, man. I can't wait. It's huge. I think it's a huge fight. a lot of people. I mean, I don't even like looking at stuff or hearing stuff, but I just saw it was funny. Like in the last 10 years or something, I only lost to one featherweight, and his name was Alex Volkanovski. He's an Aussie. You know, you Aussies, I don't know what he's made out of or whatever, but he's been my Achilles heel. So if you ever see him, trip him for me, please. But you know, all jokes aside, man. Yeah, that guy's a good guy. But I just saw a stat saying that like in the last 10 years, the only featherweight I ever lost to was him. And then this guy here is an undefeated featherweight. So knockout power, great everywhere. I just can't wait. You know, I can't wait. My last fight, going into that last fight, a lot of people was counting me out. Going into this fight, I'm getting counted out. You know, I was a world champion. I want to get the belt back. You know, two-time. I want to be a two-time featherweight world champion, and that's the plan. You know, hopefully, actually, me and Andrew was talking off stream. Hopefully, we can get you out there. It's how far is the flight from Abu Dhabi? You gotta get out there, Eddie. You gotta come watch a fight. I heard you didn't go to one yet.
Yeah, fuck, I gotta get out there. Yeah, no, we obviously were just lucky enough to have it over in Perth, which was awesome. But yeah, so it's like 14 hours from Australia. Unfortunately, everything from Australia is like it's a bit of a journey. But I was speaking to a friend about it, like maybe actually 3 or 4 days ago. They're like, oh, you know, they were just like planning their trip from the US over to Abu Dhabi, like, are you going to come out? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. But maybe I've got an excuse now that I've had you ask me.
Nah,
like,
you do.
If I've got Max asking me to attend like UFC 308,
gotta
like,
come.
fuck, you can't.
You
like,
have to go, Eddie.
you can't turn that down now. That's that's an order.
Oh yeah, you gotta come. You gotta come. You love it. You love it. I think the card is stacked too, bro. That card is so stacked. I mean, there's an Aussie fighting it. Whitaker. He's a co-main event. He got a huge fight coming up. I think so. With a win over this guy, he can be back in title contention. So that's amazing for him. I really like him. He's such a nice dude. He's a great dude, and I think he actually can win. He's fighting Cosmod. So I mean, the whole card, bro. The whole card is crazy. It's huge fights, big fights, and I'm just excited that I get to be on it. And you know, what cool thing there is that actually like Kick and Steak is in the octagon, so it's good for me. It's like I'm at home, you know.
Yeah, I think for the Abu Dhabi one, we'll have the Kick logo right there on the mat. So you just got to make sure you know when you get that knockout punch or that submission, you got the Kick logo just visible. All right, that's good.
Yeah, I gotta I'll put down on it for sure.
yeah.
W promo.
Yeah, it's just like just hold them down the mat for a while, just on top of the logo for us. Just hold it for like a couple of minutes and just keep the fight there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hey Max, just in terms of questions for us or for Kick or anything, just handing over to you. Is there anything at all that you know you wanted to bring up around Kick, live streaming, anything of such, or?
Not really. I was in the stream when Choppy was asking you guys, and that was a bit the most. Like I would like to see. That was my question. I would like to see a Kick con, see everybody there. You know, I would love to see people, and I never really went to any type of another con, but I made a lot of friends through streaming, man. A lot of friends. I've been they'd come to the fights now. I made a lot of my mods. I got to meet them at fights or meet and greets. So being able to have a Kick con, like you guys said, you guys are in the works of doing one. That'd be ideal. You know, see who's who there, and how Andrew was saying it, how it not be like where you just kind of trade business cards, like more like a family barbecue kind of thing. That'd be so sick, man. See everyone, and you finally get to just see people you only see people on a camera, you know, and then you see people in person, and you get to see how big some people is or how small some people is. It's always hilarious. Like my mods and stuff, it's so crazy. Like I didn't know that it was like normal sized dudes. Like most of them is like big dudes. I'm like, holy shit. Like, why are you playing games? You know, you look at it, you should be outside playing some type of sport. Why are you playing video games, brother? Go out there and do something.
That's awesome. I didn't. So you've obviously all your mods and stuff. Like a lot of them have just come to Kick and became sort of, you know, you've brought them on board like whilst, you know, not having that previous relationship with them, and then obviously meeting them in person and stuff. That must be incredible, not just for you, but for them. They must be like, whoa, this is insane.
I mean, it's funny, yeah, because they just trip out like how like. They always say, oh, you're just a normal guy or whatever. And even they talk to people and something, they're like, oh, yeah, a bunch of them got my numbers and stuff. And they FaceTime me here and there. Hey, this guy's a fan. And I always gotta tell him, brother, don't call me every time someone's a fan, bro. Come on. But they're like, I'm such a normal dude to them. I text them, I give them crap. I tell them, bro, what are you doing? And you make friendships, man. You make lifelong friendships. And like I said, like only a couple of them is my friends that I grew up with, is my mods. But then most of my mods is actually guys I met online, and they're actually in there more than my friends. So I guess that they're really more true friends than my friends that I grew up with. You know, they're a bunch of fakes. I'm gonna tell them now. I just realized that.
Well, I think that's what we were talking about a little bit before as well. Is like I think that relationship with like the mods and stuff, the people who hang out and help with the stream. Even me tonight, I had like the mods doing a bit of heavy lifting as we got a few bots coming through, and like they're out there looking out for you, and they're putting in the hard yards, and I guess being able to give back in any shape or form is awesome, right? And Choppy was talking a bit about
so important.
Yeah, you're talking about how they're kind of like keeping your content grounded. I love that so much. Like they're kind of like almost the most unsung heroes of live streaming. Sometimes people forget that the moderators are like the backbone of the show sometimes.
Oh yeah, they saved me from snapping a bunch of times. They're like, oh man, you see that message? And then they're like, what message? Because they already deleted it, and I'm like, bro, tell me what it said, please. I want to know. I was like, nah, you don't want to know what it says. I'm like, whatever. I'm not going to argue about it.
I think someone just came up with a really good thing. On the back of what you mentioned before, you called it like that barbecue vibe. We call it the kick barbecue instead of the kick con. I like that. It's like kind of keep it nice and relaxed almost. Like it's this way of kind of like, sort of, sort of inventing what a convention almost is. Take away that business sort of orientation and call it the kick barbecue. I don't know. Actually not bad. Someone pointed that out in chat just then. So we might have to hold on to that.
I envision like, have you guys ever been to like Oktoberfest where they just have a massive cookout in a big tent, and it's like a giant family reunion, and you're just eating and hanging out and dancing and listening to music and just chatting it up, and yard games everywhere. I don't know. Like as soon as you said, barbecue type of vibe, I was like, how do we like facilitate that? That would be a lot of
that
fun.
would go crazy. That would be so good.
It'd be awesome, yeah. And that would just take off of like everybody trying to be something or whatever, to change the vibes, and everybody just be so chill. And again, just meeting people, because sometimes you watch someone for forever on a stream, and you finally get to meet them. It's amazing. So it's awesome.
Yeah, even like the DreamHack Melbourne, like just meeting a few people from streaming and stuff. It was awesome. I think if we had that opportunity to get that kick barbecue, kick con, whatever it ends up being called together, it's gonna be special. I think it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have to get moving on that. If that's the most requested thing, then I know for a fact we can make that happen and put together something pretty awesome. And if we got people like Choppy, you've got people like Max rocking up, like, hey, we're gonna have an awesome turnout just on the back of that.
Sick. Yeah, let's make it happen.
So fun.
Yeah, Max, that was pretty much it from my side. Unless you had more stuff that you want to see us put together, or anything you need the kick
really
needs
quick,
to
Max,
put. Oh, sorry,
can you fix your camera?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I don't know what is going on.
I'm so sorry.
This thing, I was trying to.
I just hold the hand up for a minute, and then let it go.
See? Oh, there it is. Yeah, you're right. Overall.
Oh, there we go.
You are Tony. You see, you are Tony Stark. Holy shoot! Wasn't lying, Andrew.
Hey, real quick before you go, because like what I really love is how things, your world's kind of colliding online, and what I absolutely love is your knockout punch from 300. Man, like the shit that they're editing, like I think that there was a Sonic the Hedgehog
Crazy,
one.
Yeah.
It's just it's combining the gaming and the MMA culture all in one. Like, have you seen those clips, and like what are your kind of overall thoughts when you see shit like that?
I love anime. You guys love anime? You love anime?
I love anime.
What are you guys animes? What are you guys' favorite anime? So
my favorite anime is Bleach.
Bleach, nice.
I mean, I watch Attack on Titan. I have a 19-year-old son, and I came up watching that.
Oh my gosh, Andrew, what you are a different type of person. I cannot watch Attack on Titan. I watch Attack on because it's depressing.
It's intense, man. And what I love is
depressing. It makes me sad. It's supposed to make me feel great, you know. Like I'm watching, I'm like, oh, this guy's a main character, and he dies. I'm like, what is going on?
No, man. I came up with Powerpuff Girls, and I can't, dude. My anime back in the day was Robotech and Transor Z and Voltron. That's the shit I would watch.
Voltron, yeah, Voltron
early
awesome.
on. Eddie, you watch any anime, man?
So when you said, do you guys love, and I thought you said MMA instead of anime. So I was like, yeah, I love MMA. So I've watched a little bit, but I'm not massively, I haven't massively got hooked on it yet, but I probably need to dabble in it a bit, and nice way to
do you have like
back.
Do you have like a top 3 anime?
Top 3 anime? Right now, I mean, if you're just talking about right now, like I'm in love with My Hero Academia, Demon Slayer, and then I've been trying to catch up on One Piece. Oh, and Naruto. Oh. Yeah, Naruto is like Shippuden is like the best thing ever. But yeah, I've been watching. Like you said, I've been watching. So I'm a big fan of anime, not MMA. Eddie over here is tongue twisting me right now, but I love it, bro. And when I see the ads of the videos, it's just. People are just getting too good, bro. Like the first thing that popped in my mind is like, holy shit, I cannot be on the other end of this video. I do not want to be on the other end. That's the first thing that popped up. Like, you know, when they did the Sonic the Hedgehog, I think so that guy, Trilla, his name is Trilla FX on top of, he makes funny ads all the time, like sick ads. I think so he made one with like Star Wars too, or he shared one. I don't know what it is, but there's a bunch. And I just keep telling myself, like, I need to not be on the opposite side of this. You know, like, the internet is undefeated and people are getting good with ads. And it's scary. It's scary out here for being someone. And, like, you know, you could just slip up and they're just going to make a funny video of you. And it's just everywhere.
Yeah, I think some of those ones you mentioned before, Andrew, like they've gone incredibly viral, right? Like the in terms of
but these editors try to one up each other, like what Max is saying. I mean, they're doing things like, you know, sending someone through 5 floors of like parking garages, and then, you know, a arrow being shot down in the middle of it, and like, you know, Thanos coming out of the clouds and like destroying someone, or like they're insane. When I saw the Sonic the Hedgehog one, I was like, who comes up with this stuff? And I think it's a beautiful thing when the gaming culture and the MMA culture are just colliding. And I would have never seen it come up on that end. But like, to Max's point, like, it's hilarious if that gets you through a fight where it's like, I am not going to end up on a clip, man.
You cannot be. One of the best ones with the Sonic the Hedgehog ring I ever saw was when Anthony Joshua knocked out Francis Ngannou, and then one of the rings like hit Tyson Fury on the head when they went to the camera to Tyson Fury, and like the rings like flew out and a ring hit Tyson on the head. I'm like, bro, this is terrible. Like, this is crazy. This man just got like brutalized, and you're using it as entertainment. This is terrible. I mean, it's funny. Don't get me wrong, but shit, I don't want to be on one of those ads, bro. That would suck.
Well, I think your best thing there was you mentioned the internet's undefeated. Yeah, like at that point, you're undefeated. If you try to go up against them, you're gonna have a tough time coming out ahead. But I guess sometimes you can end up in an incredible clip too, right? Like they can take take your situation and really elevate you, right? Like it's kind of, it could be two sort of different stories.
Exactly. I mean, I'm on the right side of that clip, so I'm loving it, you know. But if I was on the opposite side, I'd be like, freaking take that thing out. Every time I see it, I would report it. I'm a hater, brother. Yeah. I'll report it every single time I see it. Report.
Do you find like you mentioned before, like chat comments and stuff like that? Does that obviously chat comments are quite different to like, say, like tweets or like viral videos and stuff. Does that stuff trigger you much, or like does it get in your head, or does it motivate you? Like, where does that kind of sit with you when it leads back to kind of your professional sporting career?
It depends where I'm at in that day, brother. If I'm having a great day, it doesn't trigger me. It doesn't. I don't care. If I had a shitty day at training and I'm on the stream and someone say something, I'm triggered, brother. I'm just like any other human. I'm gonna let you have it, you know. And at the end of the day, it's just where I'm at, you know. I'm human, you know. I bleed blood. I tell everybody all the time, like, guys, I bleed blood. If somebody came in here and cut me, I want to bleed red just like you, you know. I don't know about you, Eddie. You're kind of special. You might be even Tony Stark over here. You guys might be aliens, but I'm a human being who bleeds red blood, and I keep telling them, like, come on, guys, like, I'm human. I can slip up when I want to.
I can assure you we bleed red as well, but I think that's exactly it, right? That's yeah, especially when you're live streaming, right? There's all those opportunities to slip up, and I know I've been caught on the wrong side of a hell of a lot of clips and stuff. Yeah, Andrew's putting his hand up. It's
I'm still waiting to get cancelled one day. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Have you had the same issue before, Chop? You haven't.
Well, of what? Like being cancelled, or what do you mean?
No, not cancelled. No. I mean like caught up with it, like you out of context clipping and all that kind of stuff, you know.
All the time. Yeah, all the time. My chat is savage for that. That's what they love the most, is like clipping out of context, especially. But just anything, just even like my, you know, the thumbnails I get for Kick sometimes, they'll clip it, like they'll screenshot that straight away and just tease me for it. So anything they can, yeah, they'll get me for it. I can't get away with anything on live stream without them, you know.
That's good. But, that's good. You got an engaged community at that point. If they're letting you get away with that, then I guess at that point you're
exactly
maybe not doing something
it's
right.
wild. Like sometimes I will just tag the entire clip to like a rage bait site. I'm like, guys, if you're gonna do it right. Here's the entire clip, you know. But yeah, it's you know, to your point, Max, you're just a human and you have bad days and good days. And, you know, I stream, and sometimes in my streams, I'm just kind of like, guys, like, here's the effing deal. Like, you know, and then sometimes I have to like pull it back, because I'm kind of like, shit, like I had a tough day today and I got to keep my shit in check. But, you know, I mean, someone like you, where it's just like raw emotion all the time with fighting and doing the things that you do, I think you could probably get away with it a hell of a lot more.
Yeah, or like, bro, the funniest clips that I always see is when like people come in and say, "Oh, say this," or shout out to my clan or whatever. Yesterday, bro, I was streaming. I had a guy comment like 7 different times, like, "Can you shout my clan out?" But then it's like words where I'm reading it in my mind. I'm like, brother, I'm not gonna say this out loud. You're trying to get me to say something ridiculous. He had 7 different clans, bro. I was like, bro, there's no way you have 7 different clans, bro. Shut up. We banned him. We mute him for like 5 minutes, and he came back and he apologized. He's like, I'm sorry, man. I was just trying to get a clip. I was like, yeah, obviously with those names, those clans just making up. Like, what is going on? It's funny, bro. Some guys is funny, some guys is great, and then other guys, is you time them out and they have like 20 extra accounts, I feel like, ready to go, and they're coming back harassing you. Being like, you can't stop me, I am Kick God or whatever. I'm like, bro, it's hilarious. People got too much time on their hand,
they
bro.
got so much time.
They got so much time on their hand, bro. They're like calling himself God on Kick. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is going on?
Well, that's what so far. What? How long has it been since you started, Max? It was 9 months.
No, November, right? November last year?
November, yeah. So it should be coming up on a year.
Yeah, shit. Yes. Holy, one year now. Fuck.
1 year, bro. It flew by, bro. It flew by.
Damn.
And we got no signs of slowing down, eh?
No, not at all, brother. Not at all. I love it, bro. I mean, the only time I'll slow down is because I go bankrupt, because Steak US is eating my ass. But you know, hopefully now with this interview and Andrew and you, and I know you guys actually like me, hopefully something happens and it turns on, and I'll tag you guys when I get my first max win. I'll be like, oh, this is kind of sus. I'll be like, this is sus, Eddie. What the hell, Eddie and Andrew?
Yeah.
Did an interview with you guys, and all of a sudden I get a max win. This is crazy, bro. Something's not adding up.
Hey, listen, I'm bowing out of this conversation because I'm strict Kick.
What's your favorite? Which one's your favorite game?
Brother, I love Rotten, bro. I love Rotten. Even though it's a rotten ass slot, it's so when it pays, it can pay, bro. But it pays, and then it just takes it all back away from me. So it's like depressing. it's a love-hate relationship. You know, I love to hate that damn game.
Yeah,
It's
you'll be
amazing.
chasing that max win a while. That's a hard game to max win on. That's a hard game to max win on. You're gonna be,
So hard, bro. So hard.
But when it does, that's what 12,500 or 15,000, I think. Yeah,
12 and a half, bro.
Yeah.
12 and a half.
That'll be
But
pretty decent.
they got that Peter and Son game. I just saw a brand new one, the Barboza. It's like a 20,000, bro. And Stick US, like that's crazy. 20,000 max win. I'm like, bro, this is insane.
Yeah, I think that was.
But then every time I get
US, I think someone mentioned that literally just before on when I was doing my stakes and they like played the Barbosa game, but it wasn't available on stake.com. It's by Peter and Sons.
Yeah, Peter and Sons. I think it's only on Stake. I think it's a Stake US exclusive right now. Something it says on it.
Yeah, what?
It's so fun, bro. So fun, bro.
You're the second person in like less than a couple of hours to bring up that one. I gotta play that. I'm a sucker for slot games. I love them. I know far too much about slot games. It's probably a little bit embarrassing. So I'm gonna have to check out Barbosa.
It'll be fun, bro. I mean, like it's fun, bro. It's fun, you know, especially when you're being smart, you know, gamble responsible, like what I tell all my guys, and I just love it, you know. I'm a competitor, and like gambling is fun in that sense. Just be smart about it. Like, I see guys being like, don't do this, don't do that. I'm like, guys, don't be an idiot. Do not be an idiot, guys. Be smart, be about it, have fun, and don't try to get rich. That's people's problem. They're trying to get rich on it, and I was like, no, this thing is to have fun, not to get rich.
Yeah, no, well, I think with any kind of, I guess it's that dopamine, right? It's that feeling, right? Like, you know, no different to like, I guess when you're out there, you know, on stage,
Fighting.
you know, when you're out there in the ring fighting, like, you know, the feeling, it lights your brain up, right? It can become extremely exciting, right? But yeah, it's about finding that balance and kind of knowing when, all right, maybe slow down a little bit and save it for another day, right? But I think, in fairness, vast majority of people, I think, on that gambling sort of discussion, I think, do so really responsibly. But yeah, it's just sometimes need to definitely reiterate that message that, you know, this is it can get messy sometimes if not under control, right?
Yeah.
But you know, as long as you know, as a streamer, as a person of influence, you reiterate that message as well to your audience. Like, that's super powerful. You know, I think as you kind of say, hey, look, you know, doing this, but you know, make sure if you're gonna, you know, follow what I do here, you know, you treat it with care, tread with caution almost. I think that's can mean a lot and be really helpful to people to make sure that's kind of reiterated. Because I know there's a lot of streamers that do that very, very well. And you know, we try to promote that as much as possible because it's it's a great form of entertainment when done right. That's for sure.
For sure. Exactly. That's it. When it's done right, you know, and not depressing.
yeah, you know, can get that way. Oh, gotta have you on the stake stream sometime, and Choppy when you know, Australia finally legalizes gambling. You know,
I'm itching for it. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, I found, you know, obviously I gotta go through my friends to kind of get into that gambling space when I can, but I'm itching for it. And I'm not even gonna lie. Like, it's just so fun, you know, like what Max said, as long as you gamble responsibly and all that, but you're not doing it to become rich, but it's so fun. Like, oh my God.
It's so fun that you can actually talk to chat when we're playing a video game and stuff. It's kind of hard.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. And then like,
I play Apex. Yeah.
And if you win, it's like chat wins too, you know, like they win too. So it's just that roller coaster of hype.
Yeah. And when you win, chat wins, and they're asking for tips, and there's no tips in Stake US, you know. Thank the Lord. Like, yeah, I can't tip in Stake US. Sorry, guys. Stake US no tip, but there's not stake.com yet.
Well, that's a good thing as well. Yeah, you can kind of put that auto spin on, and then you just sit there and you can kind of, you know, read chat and respond pretty easily. You don't have to worry too much about getting caught out.
Chill.
Awesome.
Hey, real quick, I want to be cognizant of time for you guys. Max, if you're in Hawaii, man, that's what, like 6 a.m. And then Choppy and Eddie, you guys.
Holy shit, it's
like
6 a.m. for you?
Yeah. This man got up. This man got up, and he's been hanging out. And I'm telling you, when Max is sitting here talking about being a good partner, Like it's those little things, right? It's like chilling in Discord. It's like getting up in the morning. This man's training for 308 coming up in October. Mad respect for you, man. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
It's the little things. I want to hone in on that. Like the little tiny things. Let me also say this. It's not like he had like a manager and an agent or an intern holding up on like Discord, right? Like, no technical assistance needed. The dude knows his rig. So authentic as they come, if I can double down on that.
Thank you, brother. You're the man, brother. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you guys for having me on, bro. Like you said, I mean, I had to get on like 4:30, but then my son catches the bus at like 5 a.m. on weekdays for school, so it was an easy fix. And then I gotta go training like here in a couple hours, so it's like it just worked perfect. And I was like, the chance to meet Andrew and Eddie and then Choppy is like it's amazing, man. Being here and just talking and letting people know that I'm here on Kick, bro. I swear, every day I at least have like tons of people come in and be like, "Wow, you're on Kick. You're streaming on Kick.
For a year.
You're doing Gamble." I'm like, brother, I've been here for a minute. Where you been, bro? What? It's like I'm the number one fan. I'm like, obviously not. I've been tweeting and putting on Instagram, you liar. And then they feel so bad that they get called out. I'm like, I'm joking, guys. I'm joking. So I love it, man. I love it. I love this. Thank you guys for having me on. Like I said again, and we're gonna do it again, brother. I'm here. The only way I'm gonna agree to a stake stream, Eddie, is if I can have 60% of the winnings after.
That sounds reasonable. Yeah, I think we can make that happen. We go 50-50. 50-50, we call it.
Oh, brother. Hey, that's why you aim high and look, the bus comes down something even better than me. I thought you were going to come to like -5%. I thought you were going to be like, I got to pay you to get in the stream.
You got it all under control.
I see Mikey in the chat too. What's up, Mikey? Love that dude.
Man, you know the whole community out there. You're fully tapped in. Shit.
Mikey always comes true. He always says what's up, and then his VTubing is kind of crazy. He's the first ever VTuber I saw. I was like, what is going on? His stuff and the VTuber mod is moving when he's talking. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. It's just sick. His stream is sick. I like watching his stream.
Hey, big shout out to Mikey there. All right, guys. I'll tell you what. I reckon we'll call it a wrap there. I know, Choppy, it's 2 a.m. for you, and you got your awesome sleep schedule going on. Max, you've got 101 things going on in your life. And just one second, your son goes to school at 5 a.m.
Yeah, bro.
Why is this so early?
Hawaii traffic is insane, bro. So where I live, it takes like 2 hours for that, or 2 or more hours to get to school, bro. Like Hawaii traffic is insane, bro. It's the worst.
Holy heck, that's good.
Yeah, it's like hour 45 to 2 hours. So he gotta be down. We gotta wake up at 5 o'clock. He needs to be at the bus stop at 5:30, and then the bus leaves at 5:45. So it's insane. He's got into a new school, so he's loving it. Lunch over there is like unbeatable, he says. So he's loving it over there.
Fair enough. Yeah,
I remember lovely to meet you, Mac.
I remember having to get up at 8 a.m. for school, and I felt sorry for myself, I put it in perspective. Hey, Max, thank you so much for coming on. Choppy as well. Thank you so much for staying up and joining us for Kick Talk. It means a lot. We've got to run this back again some point and keep this going. And whether it's a steak stream or another Kick Talk episode. But yeah.
Or Kick Barbecue.
Oh, Kick Barbecue. That's it. That's what we're doing.
Yes, Kick Barbecue.
Yeah.
Thank you guys, man. Thank you guys. You guys have a good one. You guys stay safe.
Have a good one.
Stay safe. Nice meeting all you guys.
See you, Max. See you, Choppy.
Later, y'all.
Hey guys, make sure you check out both their channels. I think they wait, no, they're not pinned right now. Hold on. We need to get that pinned. Wait, Andrew, can you pin the channels real quick for both Choppy and Max?
Yeah, no problem. To be fair, during the interviews, we had them pinned up there.
Oh, okay.
So we'll pin them up again. Yeah, no worries.
Awesome. Now, obviously, Choppy, she's been around since like the very beginning of Kick. She's hung about and I think as Andrew said, like when Choppy first came on, we're like, whoa, this is awesome. Like we didn't really have many people on Kick at the time. So seeing her on, it was like, wow, this is happening. Like this is really happening. It was like one of those moments for sure for not just me, but a lot of the the staff here at Kick. And then, Max, again, like similar sort of story, right? You've got this guy that's like bigger than life, like, he's a literal UFC champion coming to Kick and like diving right in there and not only, producing incredible content, but like actually getting into like the weeds of the community and like even, recognizing other people in the chat and watching their streams, that's what live streaming is all about. It's the community, right? It's about not just going live on your own channel and then just going offline. It's about, it's about integrating and being a part of other people's story as well and other people's channel. And that is what makes like, a true member of that community that live streaming has become so incredible for. So, you can just hear it when you speak to Max that he's all in, he loves it. He's doing that. He's juggling, a full-time professional sporting career, which is probably debatably one of the hardest things in the world to do with live streaming. It's just, an absolutely incredible effort on all fronts. And obviously having the chance to chat with him was great. But yeah, I think as always, these Kick Talks, Andrew, they're going good. It's really picking up energy.
They're certainly evolving. I think we're finding a good balance with creators and then other people who within the industry. Like we have been talking with other folks who are just part of the live streaming industry, whether it's reporters or it's other executives, like we had Larry on with DreamHack, who want to start to come on, right? Or whether it's other people who are part of streamer organizations on other platforms, which is really, really interesting. And then one thing that you kept talking about, Eddie, is you want to continue to get people on here, like Lauren Sherry, LA, and Amaze, and, Actually Manic, and other people who kind of like really punch holes through Kick. I have been talking with a few people who feel like Kick needs to be in a different level or need to be noticing a certain demographic on stream. We certainly need to get on like a full-on like 3-cast member of the Spanish-speaking side. We have had a couple of Latinos on, but like full-on like from Latin America, right? Like coming in. So we have other things in the works. Guys, we see you guys' tweets. We see you guys' comments. I think I remember when Eddie, popped into Miss Savage's tweets and said, "Hey, you just need to come on to Kick Talk and let's have a discussion." So, guys, before you go out there and tweet, go and look at the past guests that come on. We do bring on people who, who have constructive criticism that want Kick to be better. But you know what, Eddie? The one thing that I keep hearing again and again, man, is we got to have a Kick Con, man.
Yeah, I guess, from my side, right, I'm always like so caught up in like, I guess my day-to-day at Kick is very much heavily focused on the tech product, partners side and making sure we're all there on that. But it's funny because where my priorities lie is like, hold on a second, everyone just wants a KickCon, that's all we need. But on that note, guys, I think as we mentioned before to Choppy, we've got the new version of Kick actually being rolled out next week, which is going to be awesome. I really hope you guys, enjoy it. It'll be coming out to Oceania on Monday. It'll be released to anyone in Oceania on Monday. Tuesday, I believe, Latin America. Wednesday, Europe, and Thursday, North America. Don't quote me on the regions, but it's that kind of rollout. So that's going to be huge. So, really hope you guys, like that update. It's been a while in the works. It's one part of a 3 sort of streams of work that we've been working on. Obviously, not far behind that is our newly revamped backend services alongside the new applications for iOS, Android, and TV. So all that's coming very shortly too. But this will be kicking it off and really starting this new wave of updates where we're going to be making a whole bunch of ground. So stay tuned for that. Looking forward to hearing you guys' thoughts on it come next Kick Talk as well, which should be which should be awesome. Hopefully we see a good uptick in people kind of making the switch over, helping, whether you're a streamer or a viewer, just slowly increasing that experience and giving you guys the best possible platform to stream or to watch content on, or talk to your, people like Max or your, friends like Choppy, like, again, giving you guys the best possible experiences is front of mind. But on the same note, need to shift that to getting the Kick barbecue running as well, so we got a lot of stuff we want to do and keep talking about. But on that note as well, Andrew, I'm really looking forward to getting on some not naysayers so much, or not negative people, but more so just like mixing it up, because I know we've got a lot of, like, Kick has a lot of people who fully support it, and we're so lucky to have all this support. Having people like Choppy, having people like Max who have only incredible things to say about Kick. But we really need to bring on some of those other people that sit on that other side of the conversation, and sit there and, because there are people out there that really don't like Kick, and fair enough. But man, I want to speak to those people. I want to be like, how do we change this? Because that's our goal, right? Like, our goal is to make sure that everyone looks at Kick and views Kick in the same way that I know we all view it, right? Even if we can change one person's mind, that's good enough for me. It might be a little bit of an uphill battle. I'm sure some people ain't going to change their mind ever, because that's just how they are. But, again, I think we can have some really healthy discussions and really talk about some points, because, to be fair, I think a lot of these guys probably have valid points as well. And sometimes it's about helping them recognize and understand where they're coming from. And I'm sure that we can, certainly start looking in that direction. So, definitely looking forward to mixing it up in that sense, and bringing on some people who may not be as supportive as some of the people we work really closely with, and having that balanced conversation. Because we certainly don't shy away from, from having those hard chats. And I think that's one thing that we've really sort of, the original theory behind these Kick Talks was like, hold on a second, we have live streaming, which, Max and Choppy were just reiterating throughout the whole Kick Talk. It's like, it's raw emotion. You're in the moment. You're like, you're quite literally vulnerable, right? Because you are live streaming, right? And taking that core component and applying it to, like, hold on, let's be like fully transparent as a company. And I think there's no better way to do that than bringing on somebody who's going to say, question everything you do, and question some of the decisions, and question some of the some of the directions of the platform, and ultimately just have a really healthy real-time discussion around what that looks like. So I think we're going to start looking to mix it up, right? And I think you mentioned as well, like, obviously the Spanish speaking community, huge traction there. We absolutely love all the people taking a shot on Kick in the Spanish speaking community. My Spanish is pretty rusty, or actually more or less non-existent, actually. So hopefully we can find some middle ground in terms of communication. But yeah, no, I think we're about continuing to mix it up and making it making these weekly chats as entertaining, engaging, and mixing it up as much as we possibly can.
Yeah, look, transparency with chat, all right? So, like Eddie's been saying this for a while. We have had people come on and kick holes in Kick. So I'm going to be, we got the receipts to prove that, right? We also have the receipts to prove that we come back out and we listen, right? The AI moderation tools is a great example of that. Eddie came back to the team. We totally expedited that experience, and we got it out. But I want to let everyone know, like, I'll drop a couple people that we've been talking to that's been receptive, right? So I think the biggest run, and he doesn't even really hate Kick. He reports on live streaming, right? His name is Zach Bussey, right? We reached out to Zach.
Oh, Zach.
Zach is interested in coming on.
Perfect.
So we're figuring out a date and a time, and I guess why I'm bringing his name up is because, like, he's someone within the industry that, kind of like Pike 2C, right? He reports on all platforms. Would love to get his take. He has been receptive. He has not, like, given us a cold shoulder or anything like that. And I think he understands the space. And so he's been receptive. There's another OG streamer. His name's Average Joe. He's been on Kick for a long time. He had a lot of great aggressive points towards Kick. And, I had a really good chat with him on Twitter, and we invited him on. So right now he's trying to figure out his work schedule to come on to Saturday, right? So that's a guy that we're cooking on. But those are two people that I feel really comfortable letting chat know that we're looking out there. The other thing I want to let chat know is it's the same thing that Max said in the interview, right? They will talk shit to you, right? Out there, they'll talk shit to you in chat, but they will not. It's tough for these people to come on when you reach out to them because it blows their mind when they get a DM from Kick saying, "Hey, we saw you making some valid points on Kick. Would you like to come on?" Crickets, freaking crickets. And I know they read my chat or my message because it says seen, right? It says seen on the little message. I was like, this dude is not responding. So I burned through maybe 12 people who trying to get on here. So
so you've actively been going after all the people who are like, I don't want to use the word negative against Kick, but just like, don't exactly share the same passion as we do.
Well, here's the thing. There's a difference between, I want to be clear about this and just honest with chat. Like, there's a difference between someone who's overly bitter and who's just hardcore trolling and who's just angry all the time, right? It's going to be hard to have like a civil conversation with those people because no matter what it is that you say, it's never going to be good enough, right? So, but there are people that make aggressive comments that are tempered, that are reasonable, and they don't have like a dog in the fight either way, right? They're just making a comment on live streaming. Those are the people that I tend to go after because then it doesn't become about this like, I'm going to bring out this cross and watch me nail myself to the cross and everyone feels sorry for me. It really is like a legitimate conversation around live streaming, and that's what we're looking for. There's one guy in chat right now who makes some really positive comments. His name's Mailway. And he doesn't stream, but he's a viewer, and he's always posting smart, engaging comments. And we see him, and I think he's in chat right now. But I just want to be overly transparent, and the people that we're reaching out to, and versus just these hardcore trollers that just, they just spend their entire day trolling every platform that they can. I just don't see a productive conversation coming out of those folks.
I tell you what, I don't know. I get where you're coming from. I think we could bring on anyone with any point of view. I honestly, I'll be honest, like from like what would I call it? Even like a public relations perspective, this whole Kick Talk sort of stuff has been really new to me because I usually only deal with very negative feedback. I've been in the gambling industry for a decade, right? There's obviously no secret the gambling industry is quite controversial, etc. And then obviously streaming with Kick in the early days was like, whoa, this is an uphill battle, so in terms of dealing with like, public relations of any manner, it's always kind of on the defensive, and that's kind of where I thrive. I love it, it's kind of like, I like that battle, I like that feeling of going up against, people with a certain opinion and being able to kind of, counter it with, maybe more of a logical approach rather than just like preconceived sort of, ideas, right? So yeah, I get what you mean though. I think we want to keep a constructive discussion. We don't want to probably go into something where it's going to be like just straight up trolling, because there certainly are a few trolls which not always the most interesting sort of discussions to have. But I do genuinely think that these last 3 to 6 months, like the sort of the broader atmosphere and the broader discussion around Kick is really improving. I know we haven't really changed much yet from the product side. That's changing Monday. So again, I want to keep reiterating this. Next week is going to be really big for Kick, but just in terms of the platform and what we're promoting and the kind of creators on it, like it's really improving. Like I think the general overall image of Kick, I think a lot of people are going like, hold on a second, these guys are here to stay. They're a really great platform, and I do think that the sentiment is changing. The tides are turning. The tides are certainly turning. Do we have a lot more to go? fucking oath we do. We have a long way to go. Like, we're not even close to being there yet. But at the same token, like, a lot of people are going, hold on, this place is the real deal. You know, they're walking the walk. They're trying to build something that is sustainable for the long term, and, you know, making sure the right people are involved. So, you know, I feel that change, and I think we can help, you know, push in that direction by getting a few more people on board every now and again, by, you know, hoping to promote these healthy kind of discussions and whatnot.
Yeah, for sure. And to double down on, like, you know, what's coming on the horizon. I don't mind saying this right now. Like, I mean, we have an API team now, right? Which is amazing. And I don't mind mentioning that, and just putting it out there that API is on the horizon. It's on the roadmap. So if you go to kickcommunity.com and check out our roadmap, you will see that there's been API is squarely on the list. But the progress towards API now, guys, I want to let you guys know there's an API devoted team now, where we are now talking to third-party developers and starting to get crazy serious. The rubber is starting to meet the road. I'm not going to mention timing. I'm not going to start making promises, but what I'm trying to tell you is, on that roadmap, if you were to track that roadmap, we are inching closer to releasing a public API, because now we're putting full-time resources. We're not spread thin anymore. Eddie's vision requires staffing, proper staffing. That way we don't have to keep rebuilding shit. And we're getting it there, right? So just want to put that out there also, along with the latest Kick version coming out.
Yeah, I think just the Kick team in general, in terms of like the engineering side, obviously we've got the partners team, we've got the marketing team, the social media team, the support team, the moderation team, which are great, but the engineering team in general, it was this Friday, I was talking to one of the engineers that have been working with us now on the Kick project, at least for over a year. And we're just sitting back and we're like, wow, this place is in such a good place right now. You know, we came out of like the morning stand up. There was, this room which we typically like only kind of ever had like half to a quarter full. Like, we couldn't fit like the whole team in there. Like, everyone was standing up, like going around the room, you know, talking about what they're working on. You know, we've got everything running from like the TV apps to looking into the console, looking into the technical program management of the API, to looking into the back-end services, to launching the front end, to the rollout plan, the go-to-market plan, to this, to the, you know, the testing services. Like, everything's just humming along. Like, we've got this, like, you know, it's like the dream team, I like to call it. Like, because the greatest thing about like the Kick and the engineering front is that the people like working on Kick from an engineering perspective, they fucking love it. Like, everyone loves it. Everyone is like, this is like the coolest project to work on. Like, you've got this like real-time feedback. You know, everyone's sitting here like obviously shitting on them right now, but, you know, they're kind of ready to kind of prove everyone wrong. You know, the same way Max was just talking about, like, oh yeah, you know, when people come into my chat and they go like, you know, they start telling me I should be training or something. It kind of triggers him, but it probably fires him up, right? It gets him fired up. It's the same way like the Kick engineering team and the Kick team behind sort of, you know, building this to the next level. Like, you know, obviously everyone sees like, hold on, people aren't massive fans of some of the features and some of the slow rollout plan, but heck, it does it sure as hell, you know, get them more motivated to do an incredible job. And you know, back to what you mentioned before, Andrew, in terms of, you know, the team, like it's growing, and the foundation in terms of the people we've got involved is, you know, it really has been set, and the plans going forward. And, you know, again, what we'll see this week get rolled out to the broader public is just going to be resetting what, you know, what good looks like, and what, you know, the future Kick looks like from, you know, just that sort of more engineering product perspective, which is going to be, great. And it's yeah, you know, my biggest thing that I say all the time is the simple fact, being a part of this project, getting the opportunity to be involved with all the people that are putting in their time and effort. It is truly, you know, a blessed opportunity to be a part of. It really is. It's something super unique. So it's all happening. And I think, you know, we've got some really, really, really cool stuff coming up. And, you know, back to the topic we were discussing, right? It's just about changing minds, you know, changing people's, views on Kick, and we'll get there. And I think we've made so much progress these last 3 months, and heck, come these next 3 months, it's going to be game changing. And, I love just being able to look back on these Kick talks and go like, oh, we're talking about that. We're talking about this. We're talking about that. And then be like, hey, no, we did that. 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 We're ticking all the boxes. And soon enough, we'll just, we'll be so far ahead and just looking back and smiling at all those times we thought, hold on, that wasn't that possible.
What's wild though, man, is like the market is never satiated, right? And I think that's what pushes the innovation, right? Which is great, so it's always going to be like, well, you don't have any AI moderation tools. Bam, here you go, right? Well, you don't have this or you don't have that. And to your point, we're checklisting it off. But what I enjoy is, listening collectively to the community and being like, oh yeah, like this pushes innovation in the live streaming space. I could totally see us doing that. I think it's something that, I want to bring up with Larry with the DreamHack conversation, which was, just that story that he was talking about, like how people at his first New York Comic-Con didn't get to come in, right? And they focused a lot on the people that came in on the inside, but the people that were left out, they sent the merch, they got their suggestions, they geared up for next year, and they had their policy ready to go, and they were able to welcome in everybody and make sure that everyone has a home. So look, I think as long as we just keep paying attention to the community while we keep rolling out features, dude, it's the moon, man. We could take this thing, beyond.
Yeah. No, I think that's a pretty cool analogy you used there, right? Like it's a bit like, with Larry when he talked about the first Comic-Con where everyone who made it in, they had a great time, but then some people, they didn't get to experience the product to this fullest, right? And they end up having a really bad time, but it was like, hold on a second, come back next year. And then he turned them into lifelong customers and showed them an incredible time. I like to think that, maybe the same with Kick, right? This first sort of year and a half or so, sure, we tick the boxes for a lot of people. Did we tick the boxes for a lot of people? Did we not tick the boxes for a lot of people? Yeah, a lot of people didn't come through the door, didn't stick around. But it's about getting them back through the door. Once we've got a few things ironed out, made some of these really incredible changes that are up and coming, and I think again that the foundation's laid. It's just about making sure that everyone ends up getting a ticket and and coming on site and getting to experience the what we have to offer, right? But again, that's going to take time. It's going to take a bit of time, but we're in no hurry either, right? So, but yeah. Anyway, I think, Andrew, is there anything in chat that stands out to you in terms of in terms of questions or?
Let's see. Okay, so someone in chat saying it collectively, it's just like, hey, just don't hold out, just release the products. I think that's and I think we can talk to the QC culture that we have now, right? It's like, hey, I think there's just this idea that is like, well, Facebook did it, Twitch did it, Mixer did it at one point. What are your thoughts on just being like, oh, here's everything that we're cooking on with the dev team. Just roll it out, right?
Yeah, I think there was always this mentality in startups and Silicon Valley and stuff, was this idea of move fast and break stuff, right? This whole idea of let's just set unrealistic deadlines. Let's over engineer and move really, really quick. Which, to be fair, is kind of how Kick was born. Kick was born on the back of exactly that. We put together what we needed to very quickly. It works. Is it the perfect suite? No, right? But now we've completely done a 180 in the sense of how we view what good engineering looks like, what good product looks like. And this saying that we have internally really resonates with me, and it's slow is smooth is fast, right? And it means the slower you move, the smoother you move, and when you move smoothly, you move faster ultimately. And it's how we really attack in terms of building what is a really quality product. Sure, could we get things out a little bit quicker and make someone happy on Twitter a bit earlier? But is that the long-term solution? No, right? Like, again, it's about, some people look at this like it's like a 3 to 6 to 12 month project. We don't look at it in 3 to 6 to 12 month project. This is like, we only look at things at like, years, right? If not even potentially tens of years. So, to us, it's like, okay, sure, we could get this out 2 months earlier. Will it be perfectly quality controlled? Will it be exactly what we want? No. Are we going to do that then? No, we're not going to. We're going to get it out perfectly. We're going to go above and beyond. We're going to build it correctly. We're going to build the right foundation. We're going to, imply go through the right motions to do things right. And that's just the new mindset that we've taken. So, sure. There is an argument to be made about being a little bit reckless sometimes and cutting corners and getting things done quickly because there is potential upside. But I personally don't think that's where we're at as an organization and what we're looking to achieve, because we only want to put together what is ultimately the best for the website. And again, it's so close now that it wouldn't even be worth even considering cutting corners, because we're so close to getting the real deal out. So. Anyway, I get where people come from. I get where people come from, especially streamers who are dedicating a lot of time. Like, I see a lot of verified streamers in here right now who are like putting in a hell of a lot of time and effort into Kick and growing their communities here. And, sometimes it's like, shit, like, what's going on? Like, I haven't seen an update for a while. Like, this is demotivating. Like, I'm putting all this effort in one day. So, I fully resonate with those guys, and I see some of them every now and again. They'll be like, you know what, I'm leaving Kick now. And then I go like, fuck, that really hurts. But, I completely understand where they're coming from as well. But the good thing I like to think is that anyone that decides to like, hey, look, I can't wait. I need to go somewhere else and stream somewhere else, or, I can't use Kick because it's moving too slowly. I like to think the good news is they're only leaving temporarily. They're going to come back because everything's going to be built soon enough, and it's going to be built properly, and it's going to be built to last. They're going to come straight on back. So it's all good. We kind of, we lose people temporarily and we get the momentum back up and running, right? Like, nothing is permanent here. The bottom line is the end goal is the same.
100%. Couldn't agree with you more. I've been guilty of being one of those people that's just like, look, I think early on we jumped off the cliff and made the plane on the way down, right? And there's a complete high to that. And to your point, being reckless, there's a time and place for it, but I think we've outgrown it. And I totally agree with you, man. One other comment that's coming from Stirred, your AI moderation tools are broken. They delete things they shouldn't. Even as a broadcaster, you get your messages deleted. That's a huge, and he put huge in all caps, problem.
Yeah, I think the AI moderation certainly, could use a bit of honing. I think the good news is, of course, it's fully customizable. So if it is having any negative impact, of course, you can tune it down or turn it up as much as you want. It shouldn't delete creators' messages, though. That's a really valid point. That is currently in the the list of small updates we need to make on the back of, we did get that one out pretty quickly. That was on the back of what we call kind of a bit of a requirement. We had a bit of a wake up call when we had Miss Savage on the stream. And we're like, okay, shit, this chat situation needs a very quick patch. So we put together something almost in that kind of, fast mentality. We almost call it like a patch opposed to an update. So yeah, naturally there was a few things not quite 100% there, but yeah, simply making sure that you as the broadcaster don't have your messages deleted. I think, that goes without saying. But all in all, I think I see a lot of people using the AI moderation and they seem to be using it well. Like, could it be better? 100%. Will it get better? 100%. But is it a net positive update? Also 100%. I think for the people who have, sort of given it a shot so far, I think so far it's been, received quite well.
I think it's been a massive success. And then just to double down on your comment and your comments earlier, it's like, look, it's a two-way street here. Like, if you guys want something out fast, like the AI moderation after the Miss Savage talk, realize that you have to build it with us, right? Like, we launch it And then we have to keep getting data from you guys as you use it, and we keep filling in all the potholes until we repave the entire road again, right? But if you want a feature that gets out there fast, realize that you guys are the ones punching holes through it, and we got to come back through and keep refining it. So I've seen the AI moderation tools leaps and bounds make progress because our dev team takes every stick of note that comes in and reapplies it, and makes that tool better. But to your point, got a long way to go. But that's the downside of releasing something too early. But the long run of it, the AI moderation tool has been a massive success. I personally have seen a lot of streamers were hesitant on coming on Kick, have made the move over to Kick, and have been very open about it in my DMs. Let me see if I can find someone else. Let me see. Just a lot of like people talking about unbanning folks. Let me see. Come on, chat. Give me a good one. Give me a good one.
It always ends up becoming like the similar stuff,
Yeah.
right? With unban this guy, do this, ban this guy.
Here's an inside baseball one for you, and I don't know if it's completely, Eddie, since ABZ departure, a lot of contracted old school RuneScape streamers went back to Twitch. How can you reassure that OSRS community? How can you reassure them?
Yeah, I think the OSRS community we've done a lot with, right? I think we brought over a lot of people, worked really closely with them. I don't think that comes down to any individual. Like, we've got this saying internally, right? Like, work flows to teams, not individuals, right? Like, nothing should flow to an individual, and no individual should be responsible for any certain direction the business or the broader organization takes. So, if a certain decision was made to say, hold on, we're going to change the pay structure around a certain streamer, like that would have happened regardless of any individual remaining at the company. But I think the OSRS section is still incredibly healthy. Really, really healthy, where we're offering people by far the most competitive deals, like anywhere, right? We're looking after OSRS streamers better than any other platform ever will. We're offering, of course, 95.5 subsplit. We're offering really generous KCIP rates. We're offering the viewers a no ad experience. OSRS is the kind of game whereby if you end up getting like sort of 3 minutes worth of ads, you can't, you're really hard to watch it, especially if it's a key pivotal moment. In terms of reassuring people, like, yeah, Kick is by far the number one place for long-term sort of investment for people in that category. That's not going to change. Sure, will some people, switch back and forth in the interim? That's fine. But like I said before, right, anyone who leaves Kick, I like to think they're only leaving temporarily, right? They're only just taking a hiatus. They're going on a break until, we get a couple of things fixed up, or maybe they just change their mentality and realize, hold on, these guys are actually, they're the winning team, So, we don't look at it like anyone ever leaves Kick. I like to think anyone else who kind of goes from Kick to YouTube or Twitch or whatever that may be, I like to think they're just taking a break. They're just taking a break. They'll be back. They'll be back. And when they do come back, it'll be easier to return because you've already got a bit of a foundation here. You've got a community already. So, I think, yeah, anyone who feels down about our investment into that category specifically, nothing's changed. Like we're going to continue to invest in it. We're going to continue investing in every category for that matter. Right. That's the thing. That's our goal. Like live streaming is a big industry. There's a lot of different types of content. And, I think there's nothing that's, off limits for us. It's just, again, it's all about the timing. It's all going to happen slowly. And, to anyone who has left Kick, again, no hard feelings at all to them, right? Like, or completely support everyone in every choice they make. We're not going anywhere. Like as much as it breaks my heart sometimes to see like a streamer I really love watching being like, I'm leaving Kick. I'm like, it makes me sad, right? It gets me down, right? But at the same time, like I deep down, I know they're coming back. I know they're coming back, and I'm going to make sure they come back. And that's my mission, right? So, we'll to answer that question, yeah. I hope we're not giving up on the section by any means, and we're going to keep on pushing that one. That one's special to me too. I love OSRS, so that's got a special place in my heart too.
So real quick, I love chat, man. They come in and they say unban Amaranth on YouTube. I mean, that's the kind of shit we get, right? All right, we got one from Mailway.
Did she get banned?
She got totally banned, man. Everything got taken down on YouTube. I think she's been kind of public about it, but
she got banned on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube.
Oh, I think you said you got banned on Kick.
No.
Wait, but how are we meant to unban her on YouTube?
That's my point. That's the oxymoron of it all, right?
Gotcha. Yeah, okay.
It's like, I remember, and I don't want to touch on this too much, but like when everyone was like, "Are you gonna ban Dr. Disrespect?" I'm like, bro, Dr. Disrespect doesn't stream here, man. What are you talking about, man?
Yeah, but it's like, they're like banning, like, just start clicking the ban hammer on like anyone with that name. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. Mailway. So this is from Mailway. What about chat rate limits for mods and broadcasters? 6 messages during hype seems too low. On Twitch, they let mods and broadcasters spam hundreds of messages within a minute before the rate limit. So what he's saying is that the spam messages for mods and users, the rate limits is way too low. Because I guess they're getting like links out for their sponsors, or they have codes, things of that nature.
Yeah, I think that's six mess. Wait, hold on, let me try something. Okay, so I can do as many messages as I want. Yeah. I think we can fix it up really easily. We just have to like change the rate limit around how moderators and broadcasters are. So yeah, that's a good point. I don't know, we haven't had that feedback before.
I got another one, and any mods who are clipping these suggestions, please definitely clip that one. Faberius says, and I experienced this yesterday, Eddie, so I understand his point of view here. Is there a bug in the creator dashboard?
Yeah.
When I add the stream info, it always changes back.
Yeah,
to the
we're on
previous
that. We're on that. That's a bug right now. Just change your title when you go live in your chat. Yeah, that one there completely across that. We're fixing it. Yeah, that was like introduced on Friday morning, I believe. Unfortunately, it should have been fixed before the weekend, but I like to think it isn't like a P0 severity bug that we need to kind of drop everything what we're doing to fix it. I think people can survive with it. But yeah, that one's super annoying. Not for weeks. No, not weeks. It's only just been introduced. But yeah, we're gonna get that sorted out 100%. That there is known. We know what to do. It's under control.
Here's one from a Phase creator. I believe Stormbreaker, man. Will Kick be introducing more analytic tools for streamers to track progress in the near future?
Yeah, no, 100%. That's one thing we really miss is that analytics section, right? Like it's something we want to get there. Obviously you can use third-party websites right now, which is very average experience. Like you shouldn't have to lean on a third-party website to be able to get your own analytics for like an internal website. So, the analytics kind of engine that we're going to be using around sort of Kick is going to very much lean into a larger project, which includes sort of like channel points and other areas of how we kind of, collect and store data both upstream and downstream from like the main services. So yeah, to answer that question, 100%. It's coming. It's going to be hopefully far more in depth than what people are used to too. It comes back to what we talked to a little bit about Dave actually. This was Kick Talk episode 4, I think it was. It was about kind of, basically saying, all right, we, in a similar fashion to how we go, all right, with 95/5 sub split, we're just going to give the creator everything they want, right? The same way we want to do to like developers on the API. I want to give you access to everything. We want to give you access to everything we can, like within security reasons. and allow you to build alongside us. We don't want to like hold like, stuff data. Same thing in terms of like analytics to streamers. Like they want to give you more access, more analytics, more insights into your viewership that on other platforms you won't have, because that's secret information. That's like secret source, that can be used to monetize stuff in a way that you can't. So we want to go above and beyond in terms of releasing information. So when we talk about analytics, we want to talk about like, really sort of giving people access and insights into core sort of data sets, which previously on other platforms they would never even think of giving out, because they're like, that's our secret source. That's how we make money off your audience. Like we can't give that to you, because then you could go use that to, monetize it in the same way that we do, right? So, I think it's about kind of taking this similar approach of like, hold on, we're not going to dip into your pockets. We're kind of going to give you everything you deserve. And in that same sort of idea, we're going to apply that to whether it's, analytics, whether that's API access, whether that's sort of, building alongside us. It's all facets of live streaming, right? It's the same mentality. It's how we operate.
Yeah, listen, to double down on that, guys, like I know for a fact that our product design team, who does a lot of surveys and takes in a lot of like analytics, they have conducted surveys with the public and with also partnered streamers to get feedback on user interface of our new analytics dashboards. So I've seen those designs. They're on the horizon, but back to our original comments, it's just going to take time to make sure that everything's quality checked. Guys, we got Paulie in chat. We got Paulie. So Paulie's answering questions here. He says, chat messages rate limit is increased on new Kick. So it's going to be 10 per 10 seconds now. So massive spamming for you guys.
We'll take it. We'll take it as an increase, but maybe to the point before, maybe that should go higher for mods and for broadcasters, right? But yeah, it's definitely a step in the right direction.
So collectively, I'm seeing some questions around multi-streaming. So just in general, what are your thoughts right now on multi-streaming? Certainly, YouTube is letting go of some people. Dr. Lupo, Tim the Tatman, most notably, they're starting to multi-stream. I have my own opinions, inside baseball type of opinions of why YouTube let those guys go. But multi-streaming has been in the space for the last couple of days about what creators should be doing.
Yeah, I think it really depends on where you're at in your like creator life cycle, right? Like, if you're just getting started out, I think it's a good idea. If you've got like a medium-sized community, I think it could be the sort of thing that could end up really hurting you, because you end up splitting your community across several platforms. So, if you're just starting to pick up traction, like that could end up hurting you maybe. If you're a really large creator though, I think you can survive though. You can be fine with it. You can end up having many communities thriving. I think it really depends on what you want to achieve, right? I think there's pros and there's certainly cons to it. I think, dividing up your community is certainly going to hurt it to an extent. I think if you can find a way to increase your discoverability in ways that doesn't involve breaking up your community, I think that's always going to be the best way to go. But at the end of the day, I think it really depends on what kind of content you make, what kind of streams what kind of categories you're streaming in. Some of those smaller categories, you really want to require as many sort of possible clicks as possible. Some of the larger ones, maybe it's better off just having one big consolidated community on a single platform where you can sort of, aim to apply critical mass. It certainly comes down to the individual. Here at Kick, though, we fully support multi-streaming. We fully support doing whatever you think's best. I've been saying this since the very beginning, right? At the end of the day, people will end up using the website that is doing the best job. Whether that best job is through offering the best product, offering the best viewer experience, offering the best, financial incentives, offering the best subscribers, whatever that looks like for the person, right? People will end up using the product that is giving the best service. Right now where Kick stands in that, we're doing really good on some areas, and some areas we're not doing so well. But, again, coming back to my point of what we're trying to achieve, I like to think in every single vertical, when people go, hold on, like what defines a good platform, Kick will be number one for all of them, right? And then naturally, if people are multi-streaming, everyone's just going to come to Kick, right? And it's just going to be a funnel right into it. So, long-term, certainly see multi-streaming as kind of like the Trojan horse, which is going to allow Kick to blow up, and allow it to grow like huge critical mass, because people will multi-stream and then eventually come to Kick. Do we have a long way to go before that happens? We probably do, right? But still, I think, even now we're seeing a lot of people multi-stream, and Kick is their primary platform of viewers' choice, even before some of these critical updates come out. But, at the end of the day, we will never force people not to multi-stream. They can multi-stream if you want to. And I do think long-term, though, multi-streaming will benefit the platform, which offers the best support to creators and viewers alike. And I know for a fact that will be Kick.
Agreed, man. I think that's regional also, right? I think if you look at like the Latin America market that we're dealing with right now, they're absolutely in love with the 95-5 split. They're absolutely in love with our TOS. They're absolutely in love with the Kick service right now, because their focus is definitely on the disparity of the sub splits, right? So I think that when they start looking at, features and other things that Kick is doing, they realize that it's all on the horizon, right? There seems to be, again, all regional, right? Like you have other platforms that certainly we saw it coming out of Australia, right? Like platforms are pulling out of certain regions and certain parts of the world. So you see an elevation on Kick happen immediately, whether it's in Turkey or in MENA, or the uptick in Latin America. So to your point, it's just it all depends on the streamer, certainly. But one thing there's another question in here from JC Chaos, and I gotta agree with him here, because I think Rabbi Rothschild has made a living off of just generating clips off of all these different channels, and I certainly have been victim of that on my own channel, which is, please give us control over who can make clips on our channels and some more sub emotes slots. But I want to focus on the clips. And Paulie, I don't know if you're still in here, but I think he might be right. Like having an option of allow listing people to make clips on your channels might go a long way.
Yeah, no, I think that could be easily done, right? Yeah, no, we can certainly, that's a basic permission level concept, technically very feasible. I think, yeah, just in terms of what we're trying to do in the current roadmap, in the current priorities, getting across the line, a lot of these big updates we've been speaking about for a while, which will then subsequently open the door for allowing to focus on small quality of life improvements like that, right? So 100%, like that stuff is not complicated to facilitate. Obviously, if there's demand, we'll make it happen.
Cool. I want to check in on you with time, man. I know it's like almost 3:00 over there, so yeah. I think we've been cooking on these questions, but I also want to check in because, guys, we do this every week.
I was gonna say I tell you what, just in terms of like the product and stuff, I would love to continue talking more about that, especially after next week as we roll out the new version of Kick, because it'll be like, again, I feel like I've been sitting here and I've been like, yeah, guys, it's happening, but now next week I'll be like, hey, motherfuckers, you're here, like we've done something now. So I think being able to speak on the product side and more that roadmap, especially after this coming week as we roll out the new web front end, will be really great. And we'll have a lot to show for it. The moment that's rolled out, I don't want to mention dates, but over the next 2 weeks, we'll be rolling out the next update, the big backend service update, which will then allow us to start building on top of that. And then hopefully not far off from that, I'll be presenting the new app to you guys. So we've got like so much cool stuff coming up. So when we start talking about product stuff, it's not going to be words. It's going to be like, this is what we've done. This is what we've done. This is what we've done. It's not going to be like, this is what we're doing. I'd love to kind of revisit those. Hey, Jack Doherty coming in with the gifted subs, man. Appreciate that. But yeah, like we got so much stuff up and coming. On those more specific questions around product and stuff, let's continue that next week. We're obviously here every week. Heaps of stuff to discuss, heaps more questions to do. It's questions to answer, of course. So, happy to continue that next week. But yeah, it is a little bit late here. And it's, I think I mentioned this a couple of streams ago. When it gets real late and you get tired, you might accidentally end up saying the wrong thing and get clipped out of context. So it's,
clipped out of context, man. Yeah.
The brain starts slowing down a little bit. I'm like, oh shit, probably shouldn't have said that.
Guys, today was a great stream, man. Having Max and Choppy, and just who would have thought that those guys would be in the same room. It's just a different dynamic in the conversation. So if you guys, here's the other thing. I see a lot of people in chat being like, hey, bring on smaller streamers. I'm like, obviously you have not been watching these episodes. We've had everyone from Actually Manic to Aurora Phoenix, who's a VTuber. We've had Lauren Chalet. We've had Steamy Streamers who was not even verified or, at the time. We do have people come on here and of all sizes. It's just right now, like, how do you say no to having Max Holloway on your stream? You don't, right? Or how do you say no to having Chopstix on your stream? Those guys have been here since the jump, but guys, we switch it up all the time. So I encourage you to go watch the other episodes because there are plenty of affiliates and verified streamers on this show that come in and give their opinion. But Eddie, thanks so much for staying up late, man, and doing this.
Hey, no stress at all. Guys, listen, I say this every single week. I sound like a broken record, but it truly is, it's awesome that you guys tune in and listen to me yap about Kick. At the end of the day, I'm super passionate about this project. I know Andrew is. I know everyone here at Kick is super passionate about it, and having the opportunity to sit here and speak and talk about something that you love so much, it truly is an honor. And I really love the fact that so many of you guys come in, especially all the verified people, all the names I recognize, so many names I recognize, so many channels here. It's so cool to see, so many like long-term, power viewers, I like to call them, not just the power streamers, but the power viewers who come by and drop their messages and their opinions. It's really great. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in. This has been an absolutely awesome episode 11 of Kick Talk. We've got Kick Talk episode 12. The guests will be released shortly. Of course, Andrew, thank you so much for making this all happen behind the scenes. Obviously, Andrew is the one that gets all the guests organized, brings this together, and makes it all happen. So once again, big shout out to Andrew and shout out to everyone who's tuned in here.